Hello, everybody. Hello, Ruel. Hello, world.
Hello, world. Welcome to the R&R pre-show. Good to see you, Richard. How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty well. I just realized I was picking food out of my teeth during the countdown. And I'm going to continue to do it because I'm just that relaxed.
Just make yourself at home here. It's funny. I have to share with the audience. So, we do this like 10-minute countdown here, and I forget that Richard can see me, but and so I'll type in our private messages, and he called me out on doing the LOL without actually laughing.
I
So
saw him. I was
I
looking
am
at him
still
full screen, and I made a joke, and he said LOL. Total stone face. A
it's
totally
like Big
insincere
Brother is
LOL.
watching me. So I am LOLing now. So, anyways, thank you, friends, for joining us today. Yeah, we've got a pre-show coming up. Right now, we're in the midst of it, and then we are going to get into our continued top 100 games of all time, the definitive list.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for this one because so far, so good. I feel like all the games that we've talked about have been rock solid, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's on your list today.
I agree. I'm pretty happy with my list today. Some of my favorites, of course, it's just I'm going to have to keep saying that more and more as we go further. But yeah, all I see is just a bunch of bit.ly links that our mutual friend has sent me. So I'm ready to load up your pages, but not until you say the word. Oh, I'm very excited. And
Yeah,
hello,
it's gonna be a good
audience.
one.
No, I haven't heard any bombs yet. So apparently we have sound, we have video,
Yes.
it would appear.
Yes.
Um,
So far, so good. And friends in chat, please let us know how the audio and video level, or the audio levels are. If the video's working, we would appreciate it because you all know how live streams go. Things tend to go haywire sometimes. So
don't tempt fate. Don't do it.
yeah,
Don't jinx us.
I just did.
Yep, there we go.
It's out
all right,
there.
it's all
We're gonna see
downhill
what
from
happens.
here. Everything is going great. Um,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, thank you, Party on Dudes, for subscribing for 4 months. I don't
Nice.
know if I don't know if we're gonna be able to live up to that. You might regret that decision in short order. But hey, thank you for the support and a new subscriber, Fatal. With subscribing with Prime, very nice, getting us closer to our next R&R or RVR.
Nice.
But this month, folks,
RVR.
it's the big showdown with the Isle of Cats Explore and Draw. The 24th, I believe, you and I will be going head to head.
Yes. 24th, I believe that is a Friday. And our usual time, the 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Is it a Friday?
I'm looking
I
forward to
thought
that
it
one
was
as
Thursday.
well. Was it
My
Thursday? Oh my
calendar
gosh.
says Thursday.
Maybe I'm working on a different calendar.
Perhaps you're still in
apparently.
2021, or you're looking forward to
yeah, and
2023.
I'm just gonna blame it on daylight savings time, whatever. That messed me up. But you are correct, sir. It is Thursday the 24th at noon.
Here's how my brain works. Halfway through your sentence, all I'm thinking of now is blame it on the rain.
You know what? Nothing fails to surprise me anymore. Now we've had a Milli Vanilli reference. That's all we need, folks. I think we're good to go. That's all we need, right?
Yep. Oh, good stuff.
Milli Vanilli.
I totally
awesome.
bought into the Milli Vanilli hype train. I was there.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart was crushed.
But I mean, what an industry shake-up, right?
Oh, yeah. But hey, don't hate the
so
player,
many
hate the
artists do
game,
it.
right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the second time I've heard that today. Interesting.
Yes. That's the second time for me you've heard it, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, Boogie Howser. That's an interesting question. Any Twitch people know why they keep showing me the same ad over and over and over and not the actual channel? I've seen it 5 times now. I'm sorry, Boogie. I have no control over that. Welcome, first-time chatter. The best I could suggest is, did you know with your Amazon Prime subscription, you could subscribe for a month. It costs you absolutely nothing, and you'll enjoy the show ad-free, and you'll get all the perks, the secret exclusive videos and the merch discounts and the stream avatars, etc., etc. Of course, chances are... Logistically,
that was smooth.
Yeah, statistically, you're probably not an Amazon Prime subscriber, and I am not gonna do an ode to all the great other benefits you get. We were an Amazon Prime subscriber when it didn't do us any good when we lived in Malta. It was mostly just because there's a lot of good TV on Amazon Prime TV. I have to admit.
Oh, nice.
And now that we live in America,
when you're in Malta, do you get free shipping as well?
That's I think the main reason people do.
Okay.
Because you get free shipping through Amazon, and you get I don't you get Amazon Music as well. We're still longtime Pandora fans. We got on the Pandora train and never got off.
Yeah, you do get music, and then I think, do you get Audible as well, the audiobook benefits?
Oh my God, are we now shilling directly for Amazon? Just so that we can get that $250 out of Boogie Hauser? Let's do it. I'm here for it. Oh my gosh, look at that! Brenner42 spreads all of the love all over the place. What was that? How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 gifted subs. Oh my goodness. Wow. Thank you, Brenner.
Thank you, Brenner. That is so kind of you. Appreciate that. While we're doing the audio check, Eclectic Camel did say that. Oh, and it's not working now. I was gonna say I was trying to put the comment on screen, but it's not working on my end.
Uh-oh.
It says it. Yeah.
Oh,
anyways,
really?
He says I can still hear Ruel. Unfortunately, nice one. Nice one, Eclectic Camel. Yeah, it's so weird. I in featured chat, so behind the scenes stuff, folks. I have a thing where I can pop up chat on our screen, but for some reason it's
you know what? Hold on a second. Can I do anything? I know what's going on there. That is my fault. That is not featured chat's fault. I believe yesterday, folks, I spent an hour and a half making an incredibly long instructional video for Ruel explaining everything that goes on behind the scenes, technically, with the running of this show, because I'm old and tired, and I just can't keep up with it anymore. And Ruel's saying, maybe I could shoulder some of that burden. So I made an hour and a half long video, and I bet you in doing that, I probably somehow disabled feature chat. Let me take a looky-loo while you talk to the nice people, because it would be good to get that working.
Check out what's happening here. Yeah, we just want to say thanks again, Brenner. I mean, I'm looking at the what's going on here in chat. All I see is these gift subs. So thank you, friend. That's very, very kind of you, folks. Enjoy those gift subs.
There it is.
And hey, there it is.
Yep, it's back.
All right, it is back. Okay, let me verify that.
Let us confirm we can actually do the show, because that would be a good thing to do.
Oh wait. Okay, now it's acting wacky. Hold on, just a second.
Let's see. Well, while you're checking that out.
Yes, it worked. Okay, Eclectic Camel asks, "How are we nearly done with Q1 of this year?"
Oh my gosh, you're right. I have to admit, I do not think in quarters. I'm about weeks and months and years. Quarters are a meaningless construct to me, unless I'm playing a board game where it seems like, there's only 4 rounds of this game. I'm going to call those seasons instead of rounds, like what the rulebook called it, for no good reason.
Right.
Let's see. That was fantastic. Thank you for Brenner for that huge explosion. Although, ironically, amongst the random people who got a sub, our good friend Boogie Hauser did not get a sub from that huge explosion of subs. I'm sorry, Boogie. Maybe the next largesse from your fellow viewers will happen to randomly go your way, and you won't have to see that same gosh darn it. I mean, you're right. I mean, you do tend to see the same ads a lot on Twitch. C'est la vie. All right. Okay. Saying thanks to folks. Thanks, Party On Dudes, for the 4 months. Thanks, Fatal. I think I missed, when I streamed yesterday, I don't think I thanked everybody. Thanks to Nuga yesterday. And Peliguano. That sounds familiar. Slivers, thanks for the bits. Blue Sapphire, thanks for resubbing. And M Peoples, thanks for the raid. I think I caught that raid. But Mike and Nick, wherever you are, I am so sorry you raided me yesterday right in the middle of a rant with 53 viewers, and I just breezed right past it. Didn't even stop to say hi. They're the best. I wonder if they're thinking that I'm kind of disappointed with them, that never once in 5 days, Ruel, did they swing by my booth at Dice Tower West to sit down and play a game.
What?
Not
No,
once.
Really?
Yep.
Now, didn't we? Wait, now I'm thinking. I mean, I brought you into the TLN studio there.
I
at
said,
Dice Tower
hey,
West.
how's it going, guys? You know where I
Okay.
am. Come by and play a game. Maybe I didn't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that. Maybe that's a fever dream I had. But I was.
Yeah.
This is going to be the one. 5 days, I'm sure. At some point, they will have 2 hours
Yeah.
to play something. But they had, and I am seeing pictures of them with everybody. They took pictures. I mean, they must have had a line around the block. People just, going up and, I mean, they're probably making $5 a pick, but no picture of me. Oh,
They are quite in demand. I
yes.
can verify that. They are very popular, really good guys. It's just one of those things. It's weird. I was just talking about this with Michelle. Like, we were there 5 days as well, and we didn't play as many games as we thought, but we didn't see as everyone that we wanted to as well. Like we saw a lot of people, but not everyone. It's such a big convention, and you think you have all the time in the world, but you really don't.
Yeah, it's not just Mike
really
and Nick.
don't.
I mean, I didn't get to see Paula Deming. I didn't get to see Tim Chun. I mean, so many folks I would have loved to have met. But say la vie. Like I said, it was big, and even though it was 5 days, it's all a blur. And I don't. My voice still hasn't recovered. If I get a little, I mean, you can hear.
I was just gonna say, I feel like I hear a little bit of your voice, like a little
I don't know
scratchy.
what you're talking about. I sound perfectly fine. If I get a little excited,
do we have
any?
Do we have anything to catch up on as far as people spending channel points?
Let's see. We will in a second. But all right. So Brothers Murph, C4. Anybody else? Collateral Damage, Sea Otter, Old Man Coaster, Rich Washington. And Jack 0395. Those are the people who subscribed or bidded us up yesterday, and I was just so in the zone. I wasn't saying thanks to everybody as a good Twitcher should, and just as a good person should. Somebody does you a favor, you say thank you. And I apologize for everybody. Yes, you are right. We have some outstanding business to do. Let me push that big round button. All right, what do we got? We got 1 Trivial Pursuit. We got 4 Ruel Ranks. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
And a top 3. And somebody would like to buy an Argument, Exacting Vampire, the most expensive thing. All righty.
Wow.
Let's first in, first out. Ruel Ranks 15 days ago. Ruel.
Oh wow.
The Lord of
We need to take care
Cardboard
of this.
requested that you rank something. Anything.
Okay.
For the love of Pete. So let me get myself over to the Gaviola Library. Hold on.
Awesome.
He's a really big ape. Does this snippet of a song mean anything to you? Look at that big ape.
I'm going to tell you exactly where when I hear that song, I don't know. No, I know exactly where it is. The Twilight Zone movie from the 80s. Do you remember?
You know it.
I know it. Albert Brooks in the opening scene. Boom.
That's incredible. I didn't think anybody besides me and maybe Kabuki Kid would get that reference. But I should have known. You are of a certain age. I don't remember any of the rest of the song. I don't remember if there was anything more other than him just saying, look at that big ape. He's a really big ape. Bump, bump.
Yeah. Bump, yeah. And it wasn't. It was based on the National Geographic show or something like that.
Yes, it was. He was basically coming up with lyrics for the theme music for National Geographic, which was a '70s, Saturday night documentary show that we all ended up watching.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I will be humming that song on my deathball. I will never get that out of my head. Oh, and Kabuki Kid did know. Kabuki Kid is here. Of course he knew.
Yes.
Of course. All right, let's see here. I think I have found the library. Let me go on ahead and go to the browser. Hey, look at all these games, Ruel. Why haven't you ranked them? Are there any here that you feel that you should spread some love?
Oh, let's see.
If not, I will go down another page.
Let's go down a page, please.
All right, and where's Poll? Where's Poll? There. No, that's Stream Info. Where's Poll?
Okay.
That's managed.
Okay, I'm just going to pick a couple of randoms here. So we've got, is it Pastiche? I think that's how you say it. Pastiche.
Alrighty. Well,
Steam
before we
Park.
do that, I just realized my poll click action has disappeared. No doubt as a result of me doing stuff for you yesterday. So I've got to add it back to my mod panel. Right. Panel. All right. So I remember how to do this live. Oh my gosh. I don't know how to do a poll without that button.
Okay, while you do that, I'm going to say hello to Hagaf22. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. new followers all the time. This is great.
Oh, that is fantastic. Yes.
Man, now you got it in my head. This
I
is
know
great.
it is an earworm, to be sure.
It was the opening scene with Albert Brooks and Dan Aykroyd, if I remember correctly.
Oh
Dan
my gosh,
Aykroyd
is that
was the
right?
other-
For some reason, I picture
Yes.
Albert Brooks talking to a kid, but I think you're right.
No.
Oh
It was
yeah,
Dan
one of them
Aykroyd.
was a hitchhiker who picked up the other one on
Yep, that's
on
right.
a desert road,
Yep.
something like
Yep.
that. And they
On
were
a
just
dark
making small
desert
talk.
highway. Yeah, they were making small talk, and then spoiler alert, things happen.
Yeah, yeah. In a Twilight Zone intro, what do you know? Things actually happen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how. I can't find the. Oh, here it is. Manage my poll. Add that to the list of things that I can do. Here we go. Okay, so new poll. Ruel is ranking. All right. We're going to put 5 things on here, and we're going to do at least the top 2 or 3 because we're so far back on those. So, any of those you liked?
So pastiche, I believe that's how you say it.
Yes, it is. Look at you all Frenchy French.
Frenchy French. Oh, ha, ha, ha.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I should not have unreleased
I
that.
know. Yeah, let's be careful here. Let's be respectful.
Any
Okay.
other ones?
S'il vous plaît. Let's see. Steam Park.
All right. Steam Park. Okay.
And
Stream
if
Park.
you could scroll down one page, please.
I can.
Add a few more here. How many are we doing? 5?
Yeah, because we got a lot to do. We're not going to do them all, but we're going to do like probably the top 2 or 3 that they requested.
Okay. Bonanza.
The original.
The OG.
Bonanza. Alrighty. Any more of those, or just keep scrolling?
Let's keep scrolling. There. Kanagawa.
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 All right. And one more.
And hey, Pitch Car.
Pitch Car. All right. That is a wide variety of options for folks to vote on. Start voting, folks. You have 2 minutes. We will rank 3 of those games.
3 of
and then we
those,
will leave one for future because this can't be nothing but ranking. We have other stuff we have to do too. We have to give away games. We have to do a top 10 countdown. We have to do Q&A. Right. Oh,
right.
Let's see here. Okay, so
Why did you start this? I'm going to be doing this all day.
I don't. In the live stream I did yesterday, I can't think of why. I mean, it's just something that's popped into my head ever since I was, what must I have been? 8 years old, 11 years old, something like that. You know what's really been stuck in my head nonstop? Did you see? I forget if it was on Hulu or it might have been Apple Plus. After Party. It's a 8 episode. I think each episode was like 30 or 40 minutes long. Comedy from Lord and Miller, the guys behind the Lego Movie and and all that. And it's a murder mystery. Every episode, the detective is interviewing another potential suspect. And so we see the events from multiple points of view every episode. But every episode is a different genre of television. There is an action one. There's a thriller. There's a cartoon animated episode. There's a romantic comedy one. And one of them was basically a musical. And one of the songs in there has just been permanently trapped in my head ever since. And the only thing that's got it out is look at that big ape. But oh my gosh, if anybody's seen it, I really, really enjoyed the heck out of it. It was a decent murder mystery, Agatha Christie style thing with a lot of comedy and a lot of really great actors.
So that's interesting. So each episode is a different. They take it from a different genre. So one would be like a comedy. One would be like a.
Well, they're all comedy. They all have comedy. But there's a comedy action, a romantic comedy, a comedy cartoon. There's a comedy like Nickelodeon kids show. Because at one point a kid is interviewed, and and they all and they keep telling the story from all these different perspectives. It's really, really cool. But yeah, the song "Yeah Sure Whatever," which as I understand it, I found out later, the writers from My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend were involved with that episode, and My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend had so many great earworms. And yeah, sure, whatever. 3 words, 16 letters that mean me and Xavier will definitely collab. It's just I can't get it out of my head. It's so good. Alrighty.
I need to watch this. This sounds great.
It is good stuff. I cannot remember which streaming platform it was on. One of them. These days you got to have them all, of course. All right. Oh, it looks like we are done. Righty. Where is the list? Oh, it disappeared. Okay, so how do I see the list? I see Pastiche 1. How do I see the rest?
Pastiche. Okay.
Oh, I can view results. There we go. View and results. Pastiche. And then a 3-way tie for second place. What?
Wow. So should we just knock out those 4 then?
I guess.
Wow.
And Steam Park did pretty good too. It came in last place with 12% of the vote. That's really weird. That is quite the conundrum, considering people can use their channel points and whatnot to vote.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Okay.
Well, let's go on ahead and talk about Pastiche, which is the big
Pastiche.
wiener. All right, let me find it again. It was on this list somewhere. There it is. A pastiche.
Pastiche.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
I picked this up years ago, mainly because of the theme. Michelle loves art, and anything that's like art themed, I'm gonna have to pick up because inevitably she'll want to play it. And this is a really interesting mix of set collection. And if I was really, let me just say this right off the bat, I was afraid of this game because look at the colors.
Oh no, of course.
Yeah, for a colorblind player like myself, it's like a nightmare. But they do a really good job of, they make sure like each color has it actually has the word like blue, yellow, red printed on there. And they, I think if I remember correctly, they have different shapes for the colors. But you're basically laying tiles. It's a mix of tile laying and set collection. You lay tiles, and then depending on what colors are next to each other, you can mix new colors, and which will result in, okay, now I have these colors. And of course, you need certain colors to paint the different masterpieces that are there. So if you want to paint like a Reno or a Van Gogh or something, you need like yellow, blue, green, whatever. And you're just, that's the game. It's a gateway-ish style game, but really cool theme. I think one of the version we might have is the one that has like little easels that you can put your paintings on after you're done with them.
I remember that. Yes.
Touch. Yeah. But overall, I mean, it's a nice little game. Something honestly we sort of grew out of.
Okay.
So if I'm ranking it,
why would you say you grew out of it?
Just better tile laying games out there.
Not that it was bad. Again, it's just there was better stuff to take up space on your shelf for your taste.
Yeah, like I mean, just right off the top of my head, if I'm gonna pick either Pastiche or Cascadia, I'm picking Cascadia. You know, every day of the week plus twice on Sunday. You know what I mean? So. Pastiche, again, not a bad game. I just feel like it's why did it not age well? Well, first of all, the colors for me, like
of course,
even though it's colorblind, that sort of is sort of a pain. But overall, I'd say it's probably a 7 for me. Maybe, I mean, 7's good. It doesn't mean I want to play it all the time, but I will play it, but it's not like my favorite. So. Do I go under 7? No, I'm gonna I'll give it a flat 7. How's that? A flat 7 for me. 7.00.
All right, that sounds about right.
Yeah, you're familiar with the game.
We did play it. I mean, geez, this is definitely an older game. I'm surprised it got those votes. All of those votes. I mean, it's from 2011. Although it's just over a decade old. That's not that old, but in board game terms,
for board games, I guess it is. Yeah,
exactly. And I remember, I think we both liked it, but we just didn't love it. It was just, oh yeah, this is nice, this is fine. I mean, for me, a big hurdle for it to overcome is I just have zero interest in abstracts. And I appreciate, there's ostensibly a theme here, but not really. I mean, to me, Azul is a more thematic game than this because, what is this thing of just putting tiles down? Although, for the colorblind issue, I think it's pretty smart that they, the primary colors they decided to put on these tiles are blue, red, and yellow, which probably worked well for you, right?
Right.
Is that actually true? I mean, are the primary colors blue, red, and yellow? That doesn't sound right to me. It's RGB or CMYK, isn't it?
Right, CMYK, right? So
they probably broke the rules specifically for you, and this is how you treat them decade later.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Overall, just it's not a bad game. Just one that we sort of said, okay, that's fine. It's move on next.
Yeah, I'd be totally happy to play it, but I would never Jones for it. Definitely.
Yep. Agreed.
But I mean, I could certainly see. I mean, if you have people, another one, I could see this being really great to play with kids too.
Oh yeah.
It's very simple, straightforward. Just put the tiles down, try to match the colors. Make the I could see that making a lot of sense. Good, solid gateway. And I guess we're just both kind of beyond gateway games. We need gateway just with a little bit something more.
Just a little bit more. Yeah, agreed.
All right. Well, 7 it is for the Pastiche. Then what was
Yes.
there next? Next
What's
up,
our next one?
we are going to talk about Bonanza.
Bonanza.
Bonanza. All
I
right,
have
tell
thoughts.
us all
I have
about
thoughts.
what many consider to be Uwe Rosenberg's greatest design ever. And many other people
It,
say, what? Uwe Rosenberg
yeah,
designed this?
yeah. I'm gonna say this right off the bat. So some people say this is his greatest design ever. I'm gonna say it's his most overrated design.
Whoa!
For one
Whoa!
reason, for one reason only, and this is just my personal feeling about it. Okay, I recognize the brilliance of the design, but here's the thing: as a card player, I played poker in my entire life. You know what I do when I get a hand of cards, Richard? I immediately start, putting them in order, sequential order, by suits and everything like that. And this game, and I always do that, and I know you're not supposed to touch the cards, and it's just such a bad habit. Not a bad habit. It's just a lifetime of playing card games. I immediately want to, put everything in order, and I always screw up this game because
Oh,
of
I
it.
see.
Now,
You just can't help
yeah, and
yourself.
that's why. Yeah, I cannot help myself. And anyone that I played this game with, always the first round is like, okay, everyone's moved their cards. Okay, folks, let's reshuffle and do not move your cards. I swear, every time I play this game. Now, having said that, it's a really neat design as
Yeah.
far as
For folks who
you're
don't
trying to get
know,
all the different.
the trick of this game is when you
Oh
are
yeah,
dealt your
yeah,
cards and you pick them up, however they were dealt to you, you have to keep them in that order. You can't reset them. So you put all your suits together in sequential order because as cards come into your hand, you have to play them out of your hand in that very specific order, which is what the puzzle of the game is all about.
yep. And it's again for a lifelong card player like myself and many of my friends and family, it is maddening. But again, that's just the design. So you do have to play them. I think it's the card on your right side goes out as the one you're playing out onto the table, and then you're collecting sets of these different beans,
Yeah.
right? And then when you collect a set, you're gonna cash them in, and it's really interesting how you cash it in and you turn it over, and there's your income right there on the other side, the little coin on the other side of the thing, right?
Yeah.
Those are victory points. It's been a while since I played.
And then
this.
another big part of the game is trading cards too, right?
Yes, you can trade with other players. Like, hey, and you can just give cards to other players as well. It's like I remember doing that. Like, hey, I've got a chili bean here. You could just have this one because I know you need it, but hook me up later in the game. Nothing's binding. It's a very casual game, and then you could do the whole like, oh, I've got two of these beans for one of those, and so forth. So
Okay.
there's a little bit of negotiation in there. I liked it. Again, it's just one of those things I can't get over that hurdle, and that's why I'm going to give this a 6.5.
Wow!
Look at that!
Jeez
I did it.
Louise,
A 6.5
that is
for
madness.
a classic. Did I just do that? I did it right here live.
Oh my gosh. Somewhere, Uwe Rosenberg says, with a perfect German accent, "Suck it up, Buttercup. It's not that hard." Jeez Louise, wow. So this gets the ultimate, it's not you, Bonanza, it's me treatment from Ruel Gaviola.
Yes,
that's madness. I can't. That is. You blame the game for your shortcomings. Obviously, the brilliance of the game is that incredibly tough. I need this card to be at the top so I can play it. If I play this card right now, it'll totally bust my straight. And what am I gonna do? And planning and dealing with all that. Now I'll give a dirty little secret. I have never played Bonanza. Very sadly.
What?
Because it's a 3-player minimum game.
Is it?
It is.
Okay, I'm thinking. They have the 2-player version.
Yes,
now,
they
too,
apparently
right?
have a 2-player version. But from what I understand, it is not the Bonanza experience. It is I've never tried it, and I mean, if I ever get a chance, I mean, heck, I was at freaking Dice Tower West for a week. I'm sure they had multiple copies of Bonanza. I should have picked one up and played it. I would have been fantastic. But I'm actually kicking myself now. It would have been my big chance. What I can say though is Bonanza the Duel, which is a specific 2-player version of the game, is fantastic. It is phenomenal. Jen and I absolutely adore it. Other than the fact that I think it plays a little bit longer than it should, which was kind of a bit quicker. The targets you're trying to hit that will trigger the end of the game. But it's the same basic idea. You got your cards. They're in the wrong order all the time. You're trying to figure out how to play them. And the thing is, the reason Bonanza at its best is more than 2 players is because of that gift giving, because of that trade, which in a 2-player game has no function, because why would I ever do something that helps you? The zero-sum nature makes it, trade generally not something that works well. But Bonanza the Duel does it in such a brilliant way because there is a certain phase that happens every round where players have to give gifts to each other. And so I have a certain number of cards. I must give you one, whether I like it or not. And what I do is I either am putting out one that I don't think you like, but hey, I'm just getting rid of it, so it helps me. I might sometimes put one out there like, okay, I'm pretty sure you don't like it. Oh, please don't take this gift. Please give it back to me. This is the ultimate risk because I dare not give you any of these other ones because I know you want those. I can see what you need. So I'll put out this one that you probably don't like. And hopefully you don't realize that is my linchpin card. Oh, please give it back. Please give it back. And that extra level of tension is so cool. I mean, I really rank Bonanza the Duel very, very highly, which makes me want to play the original Bonanza all the more, which makes me shout, "A pox upon thee!" I really shouldn't shout that these days. That is not the best expletive, perhaps. But yeah, 6.5 is ridiculous. And I think you need to watch your back at the next convention you go to because there'll be a lot of beanheads out there looking for you.
Yeah. The Uwe heads are coming after me, and even as I said, 6.5. That's probably a bit low because if I really think about the design, I mean that is a really nice bit of tension. Like you cannot move your cards. You have to work with what you're dealt. So that is a nice bit of tension.
Yeah,
so
it's absolutely brilliant.
Instead of 6.5, I'm going to revise my ranking right here and now to 6.75. There you go.
Okay, all right. That's close to a 7. That's 7
Okay.
adjacent. I'll allow it.
Thank you. That's for the Uwe heads out there, folks. All right, so that's Bonanza.
Next up, we've got Kanagawa. Wow, it's a Ruel ranking smorgasbord today. From Bruno Cathala, right? Yes, Bruno Cathala and
Bruno Cathala.
Charles Chevalier. I believe I said that correctly. So tell us all about it, Ruel.
Well, as you can see right there, it is a beautiful game.
It's a beaut.
Yeah, it is another set collection game, and you're building out. You're actually a painter, and I really love the aesthetic of this. You're painting, this landscape again, just like Tokaido, or even that game that might be in front of you, Four Gardens. You are, building this tableau. There it is, right there. Just beautiful landscape, and you're doing this by not action selection. What was it? You're placing your markers down. You have like an open market. So
right, yeah, it's a card drafting
first
game.
one, second or third one, card drafting. And those will go into your hand, and then some of them are special abilities where you can extend. You get another additional paint marker, I believe, or like a paintbrush, which allows you to go further down the line here. And then eventually you're going to finish at, I think it's 12 total, paintings or whatever. Really beautiful game. This is another one. As much as I enjoy the aesthetic and the gameplay is really streamlined and smooth, it's one of those things. Okay, I played it a few times. It's cool. It's not a world changer or anything. Certainly a fine design by Bruno Cathala, who is always solid in his stuff. So I'm going to give it a 7.12. I don't know where that number came from, but I think it's more than a 7, but it's not going to be like an 8 or anything. But 7.12 for Kanagawa.
I gotta ask, we're ranking stuff in your collection. Why is Bonanza still in your collection?
It's one of those things. I've tried to trade it away, and no one's taking me up on it.
Really?
Because it's ranked. Yeah, no, I've said So I'm probably just gonna give it away at some point.
Yeah.
I guess to trade it away. Yeah.
Everybody who wants it already has it. It's so ubiquitous.
Yeah,
it's been around forever. So yeah, that makes sense. It's a gift game at best. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kanagawa 7.12. Have you played this one?
I have. Let's take a look and see what I wrote when I marked it as previously owned. Because I no longer have it. Lovely and relaxing, needs more than 2 players to be at its best. As I recall, the draft, which I'm trying to remember the specifics of it now. It's all a blur. This was a long time ago. Isn't the draft some kind of thing where, I can take this stuff, but if I don't, then more stuff will come out kind of a thing? It's something like that? Or more stuff gets revealed? Probably explains it all right here on the back of this. If only we could read German. Valentina.
Yeah, well, I remember each
carton.
column has like 2 that are exposed and 1 that is not exposed.
Right.
And if you take, if you take the one that's not exposed, do you get additional cards?
Something like I don't remember the particulars, but I do remember thinking, Jen, I thought, this is lovely. This is a nice breezy little exercise, but we just didn't really feel any tension because at a 2-player game, it's like, okay, we're gonna get what we want. There's no problem here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, oh my God, it's gone. oh, because there's
Right.
still a bunch of other stuff. Okay, I'll take this one instead. And I just don't think they did enough to really tighten it up. But again, it was pretty. I mean, if I recall correctly, the line you were building, you could be going for different things, getting those painting pots out versus getting the score for a longer. I mean, so it was very nice. And it was certainly one I would play at a higher player count. Did you?
Yeah.
Or did you only play it with you and Michelle?
I did. I do remember playing it 2 and 3 players, and the 3-player experience was infinitely much better because you have those different goals as well. Like whoever paints this certain amount or versus these type of things. So it's got a little race element to those things, which I like. But again, like you said, it's. I mean, even then it wasn't like tension filled, but just it's. And I don't think it's meant to be.
You're right.
You're painting.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's just nice and chill.
This is supposed to be one of those relaxing games, kind of like what Pencil First does a lot of. They have nice relaxing games, and it's great at that. That's generally not why Jen and I play games. We don't. It's weird to say we don't play games to relax. We play games to get challenged and overcome obstacles, as opposed to look how this worked out kind of a thing. Yeah.
Now I do remember Kanagawa has some really beautiful components. Like they actually have like this the mat that you put the cards on it reminds me of like I don't know, like a bamboo style mat or something. It was just,
it is.
Yeah,
I don't remember if it's actually made of bamboo, but it actually rolls out like it's very, very lovely. So I mean, this is the kind of game if you have a group of 4 people and you're just looking for something really chill and laid back, it'll work fantastically. But that is not me and my wife Jen. So your ranking, I probably would have even made it into a high 6 personally. Which is why I don't have it anymore. Generally, I keep 7s and above. Or I try to, anyway.
Okay.
All right. That was 3. I know we have more, but we have other stuff to do. So I think we're going to stop there. Sorry, pitch car fans. You needed just one more vote, and you failed. You failed your pitch car. Let's see. Let me go back. I have now Lord of Cardboard. 15 days ago, you requested it, and a half a month later, we delivered. Very timely, I got to say.
Thank you.
And then there, Victory... And Tim Pubbles, that one was for you. I know you're in the audience right now because you were reading the German for us. Okay, next up, 7 days ago, last week, Goblin requested a top 3. So we need to do that now. Audience, start suggesting things you would like to have the definitive, written in stone, take it to the mountaintop, list of. Would you like to know the top 3 brands of peanut butter? Would you like to know the top 3 crustaceans? Would you like to know the top 3 Reiner Knizia games? Whatever you want. Start making some suggestions, and Ruel will shout some at me, and we'll throw a poll up. All right.
Yep. Okay, so let's see what you got, fam. Okay. What I'm playing now says Kanagawa Spectacular. Cool. Got some Kanagawa love in the
Kanagawa love.
Here's first couple of ones. We got top 3 dinosaurs, top 3 pirate games, top 3 board game covers. Interesting.
Ooh. All right. Give me 2 more.
Party on Dude says top 3 solo games. Did we do? No, we haven't done that yet.
I did a solo games yesterday myself.
Okay, that's
you playing a solo. You could do that. Yeah. All right. Give me 1 more.
Okay. Andrew Scott says the top 3 Chippendales you saw in Vegas.
Well, that would be Derek. And
let's see. Top 3 games to win the wife over. Top 3 Tom is wrong. Top 3 kids games.
People have been asking for a Tom is wrong for a while. If we put that on, it's going to win. Are you prepared to do that? I could do it. I don't know if you.
I don't think I've ever done a top 3. Or I've never done a Tom is wrong. What is that? Will you take something that
where
Tom
you disagreed with what he said?
With Tom?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I make it my mission to try to make right what once went wrong in Tom Vassel's world. You probably don't pay enough attention, so I think that's going to be a tough one for you.
Yeah, it'd be a tough one. Yeah, I don't.
And I'm pretty sure I did a top 10. Tom, you're an idiot to his face at a Dice Tower West convention a few years ago. So if folks want, they can go see that one. I mean, where I'm literally saying, "What were you thinking?" and he had to answer me. So that's kind of tough to beat. Give me a different one.
Nice. Top 3 bread types. That's the one I was trying to figure out. Top 3 comic book artists, manga artists you would like to see signed on as artists for a board game. Oh, interesting.
That is too long. I can't put that much text in these fields.
Yeah. Bread types, solo games. Let me see. Anything else,
bread types?
Top 3 1970s TV shows. Interesting.
You have to pick one.
Top 3. top 3 indie comic book titles.
You're just giving me suggestions. Tell me one.
Which one
Which
did
one
you
do you
take?
want of all those?
Have you taken any of those? You haven't taken
So
any of those yet?
far, we have dinosaurs, pirate games, board game covers, solo games. I'm assuming you're telling me the ones you want me to put on the list. You're just telling me everything.
I'm just rattling them off. Okay, here we go. Let's go with top 3 1970s TV shows.
1970s TV shows. All right, there we go. All right, folks.
Top
after
3,
a bit of a delay, are any of those game related?
we got 1, 2. Pirate
games and board games. Actually, there's only 2 that aren't game related.
Oh
so
wait,
we'll
you did solo game? I thought you just did solo games yesterday.
I did, but you haven't.
Okay.
I'd be curious to hear what you think.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Dinosaurs. Wait, is that dinosaur games or just dinosaurs in general?
You said the word dinosaurs. I typed it.
And that's what they said in chat, so we will go with that.
Yep.
Dinosaurs, board game covers. Well, folks, don't forget you can use your channel points to influence the vote. So
and even
I'd love to
bits
see
if
that.
you want to push us closer to unlocking a
Yep.
full playthrough on the channel.
All right. So, wow. So now we have unlocked an RVR episode. Does that mean we're close to a second one now? We're halfway.
Are we?
to
Oh my
second-
gosh! Look at that.
Right?
Jeez Louise!
That's
yeah,
quick. Nice.
I think so.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's working towards the April RVR, which I'm kind of feeling confident we'll make.
All right. So again, folks, RVR on March 24th. That's Thursday at noon. We will be playing Isle of Cats Explore and Draw, the roll and write version
Yes,
of
which you
Isle of
folks
Cats.
can play along with us. Let me go ahead and show you Rahdo focus. You can't see me because that won't work. But there is a page you can go to and you can print out the piece of paper. You can print out in color or in black and white to save on ink. It's like a low ink version, and you will be able to play with us. So definitely put it in your calendar. If you ever wanted to run Rahdo into the ground, March 24th is your day to shine. All right. And we must be getting close, right?
We are. So
we're
board
getting
game
close.
covers and
And it's
70s
neck
shows
and
are
neck
in the
between
lead.
70s TV shows and board game covers. Everything else has fallen to the wayside. And
What
board
happens
game
if there's a
covers
tie?
wins it by 2 votes. 117
votes.
to 115. Wow.
Wow.
And honestly,
Wow.
70s TV shows would have been the easier one to do, quite frankly.
Oh, totally.
Because we are both of an age. That's kind of one I was.
Oh.
That's the one I voted for. But okay, no, that's no problem. No problem. Board games. What am I gonna do? I know the easy
No,
thing.
we're just doing covers.
We're
talking
just doing
board game
cover art.
covers.
But favorite cover art on any board
Yeah.
game. For me to do that, I'm just gonna cheat and go to ranked.rahdo.com and put it in big picture form so that I can just look at them and see the ones I like. Although really. First thing to answer is, what is the best Vincent Dutrait cover art? Right? Because you got to put one of them on, and it's really a question of which
Vincent
one.
Dutrait. Yeah, I just got a copy of Tenpenny Press, and that's a nice one. That coming out on Thunderworks. I was just gonna say, I thought for sure you were gonna just Google the Miko and then figure out which one.
Well, I mean,
you
that's
would
another
put
one to
on
do.
there.
What is the Miko's best cover art?
So this is tough because a top 3. This is brutal.
I know.
actually.
This is like I said. I was hoping for the shows.
Wow.
Let me put the browser back up. I'm just looking at some of mine. This is just ranked.rahdo.com. It's my favorite games, which I generally don't make my cover art have anything to do with it. I'm just scrolling down. Maybe we simplify it to top 10 board game covers that are in Rahdo's collection, so we can just look through this until we find things.
I'd be okay with that.
I do not remember the name of the artist, but the artist from Dungeon Pets, he's really not as prolific as I would like, but oh my gosh, his work is amazing. And who is that?
Who is that?
I know he's
Yeah.
European. David Cochard.
Okay.
But really, it's his boards. If you've ever played any board that David, it is so full of detail, especially Dungeon Pets is absolutely amazing. But that's not necessarily going to jump out at me as greatest cover of all time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So I'm gonna throw this one out there
What's
because
that?
I feel like it has to be on this list. Scythe. I think that artwork is
yeah,
phenomenal.
it's not in my collection, but yeah. I mean
it's
everything about
literally-
that game
it was
is
literally
stunning.
what
I
it was a painting. Yeah.
I would agree. That one has to go on the list, definitely.
Yeah.
Man, I just like everything.
Gosh.
I'm too easy. I really love the cover for Blackout Hong Kong. The stark black and white. It's really atmospheric. It's one of my faves. Who did that one? because I feel like it's Chris Quilliams, who also, if I recall correctly, does all the new Pandemic box covers as well. Very talented guy.
Okay.
But
Nice.
I
Nice.
see. That's, you want really just jaw dropping, like, oh my gosh, it makes you drool kind of things. And
so this is tough because I think, okay, so one of my favorite artists is Beth Sobel.
Yeah.
And I love her artwork in games, but I can't think of as far as a cover.
Well, Calico is the obvious choice.
Calico,
that
right?
Sweet little curled up kitten. This one, right here specifically.
Yes.
That's amazing. So that makes normal people, non-cat haters, definitely want to stop and play that game.
Yep.
Myrmes doesn't get enough love. My gosh, look at Myrmes. Can I zoom in? All right.
I haven't played that one. What is that?
It's an ant colony simulation, and I've always thought it was gorgeous.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
With all the the sunlight streaking in through the mushroom caps that the ants are walking through, and this is all about you have a colony of ants. It's a worker placement game. It's really, really good, and it's always been one of my favorites. I might make an impassioned plea for Myrmes, quite frankly. Let's try and get it a little.
I like that cover a lot. I like that whole microscopic view of mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah, it's really nicely done art, but then it's also, to me, it's more than just how pretty it is. Seeing the world from a different perspective, I think, is a very powerful thing that art can do.
Yeah, that's neat. I like that.
Well, okay.
So that's two of them.
That's two, Scythe and Myrmes. Oops, I need to go back. By all means, of course, just the audience, I'm sure, is suggesting good stuff too. Does anything jump out at them? I need to go back to the frickin' big pictures. And then
I got to shout this one out. The new Raw cover by Ian O'Toole, someone said, is amazing.
The Raw cover, it is very, very nice. I agree. Yep. Miyabi is pretty. This Anno 18, the detail on this ship is stunning, if you've ever looked at it closely.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that Ryan Lockett touches is gorgeous.
That's another thing. I feel like Ryan Lockett's got to be on here. But it's one of those things. You only have three, and I almost feel like he gets the Oscar lifetime achievement award, right?
Sure.
His entire universe.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And that's actually it's a fair point, because any one of his things, they're all nice, but it's more his overall presentation that is so engaging, and his boards, I think.
Yes. You know what I'm gonna make a case for?
What?
Tidal Blades Heroes of the Reef. I think Mr. Cuddington.
Really? Is that a Mr. Cuddington?
Yes.
Which is actually a husband and wife art team, if I recall.
Husband and wife team. It's beautiful. The world is beautiful, but look at that cover of Tidal Blades. I don't know if you can pop that up.
I can do that. I have a keyboard.
It is gorgeous.
You're talking the original one or the new one?
I saw that cover. I immediately want to play that.
The first one or the second one? The new one or
let's do the first one. Let's do the first one.
I will give you the first one.
Look at that.
That is pretty
gorgeous.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow. That is really nice. Are you really saying that is the third best board game art of all time?
Under duress,
really,
really
good.
I am saying that.
I would say that's. I really do like that. And it's interesting too. It does that old trick of mysterious, drawn in because the character's looking away from us, but then they have somebody they're talking to. So I'm even more engaged. I am more pulled into that. And what's this funky thing they ride around on? Knowing, personally, knowing not that much about the world, that is very good. Has anybody else got something that they like more? We haven't put though a Vincent Dutrait on the list. And honestly, the first Vincent Dutrait I saw was what was it? The bingo game. Augustus Glory to
Augustus.
Not Glory to Rome, but Augustus something.
Rise of Augustus.
Rise of Augustus. And that's that's pretty. But then the first one that made me, who actually did this? I need to know who this artist is, was Lewis and Clark.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, someone in chat just put down Lewis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Also,
Empires of the Void 2.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, I would, if we were to do a Ryan Lockett, I'd probably give it to that. And this is not the original one, but Lewis and Clark. That's the card game version.
Yeah.
Which was a nice game too. Lewis and Clark. Nope, that's the card game version. How many Lewis and Clarks are there?
There's a bunch.
Lewis and Clark. Just the original one. Not the cards. Adventure game? Oh my gosh, there are too many. Or maybe it was the Expedition. Okay.
The Expedition?
Yeah, it is this one. It is this one.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Although, you know what? I look at this and I say that's awesome. But did you ever see the Vincent Dutrait update art for Robinson Crusoe?
Oh, now I'm gonna punch it up on my.
Here it is right here. I mean,
yeah, better. Yeah, that's nice.
Man,
that's really
we just
nice.
need to do a top 3 Vincent Dutraits because another one, his Tikal 2, his cover for that is, or how you spell Tikal? Tikal, right? Kal.
Yep.
Tikal. Oh no, it's Roman numeral 2. The Lost Temple. This is one. Oh, look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. With the with the stuff becoming the eye and all of that again, all the detail. That trick of the subjects turning your back so you're pulled in. Yeah. The snakes coming out. This is one of my favorites too. The really sharp contrast of the cool greens and the bright oranges of the setting sun. This is another favorite of mine.
Wow. He's done a lot of cool
I know.
stuff.
I know. That's why you have to limit it to one. So tell you what, we have to give one to him. Let's just go and look at Vincent Dutrait.
Wait, did he do Role Player?
Did he do Role?
He did Role Player?
No, he didn't. No.
I'm
absolutely confident he did not. His Alexandria cover art was fantastic. Let's see. Let's sort by rank. All right, the Robinson Crusoe. Oh, the new Quest for El Dorado is really nice.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, a Museum too. Museum had some gorgeous artwork.
Museum is his masterpiece because that's him doing like 100 unique pieces, and they're all on big. Oh my God! Are you right? Did he?
Tarot-sized card. See, I told you, Role Player. He was one of the artists there. Right?
Oh, he must have done some of the art in the game. He did not. I mean, that cover is not his.
That's not his cover.
And neither is Elysium. That's not his. And neither is Pathfinder: The Adventure Card. So he's listed as an artist. I really love his Medici art too. I love his Treasure Island art. Oh, this detective one, City of Angels. It's very unlike what he normally does.
Did that one too? Oh my gosh.
I know. Wow. So evocative, and his use of color is second to none.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of convincing myself his Tikal 2 is my favorite of his.
Wait a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Canopy. I love Canopy. I did not know that was a Vincent Dutrait game, and that art is gorgeous. Take a look at Canopy.
Okay, let's take one look at Museum really quick, because this isn't just for the cover. This is a great cover. It is not his best cover, though. It's a bit busy. Canopy. You're right. I think I remember that is...
I didn't know that was a Vincent Dutrait game. I love that game. I think it's a fantastic two-player card game.
Canopy.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
All right. There we go. Scythe, Canopy, and Myrmes. The 3 greatest board game cover arts of all time.
Of all time.
You heard it here first, folks. If you disagree, Ruel lives in Southern California. Go fight him. He's not that hard to find.
And we'll play some Bonanza. How about that?
There you go. Yeah, challenge him to a game of Bonanza. Force him to atone for his sins. All right. Cool. That was good.
Oh, you know what? Another one. Yeah, someone just posted Abyss. Abyss is
that Abyss series. Oh my gosh.
Great art, right?
Those were amazing. That is true.
Who did Abyss? That was in who did that?
I don't know. Javier Colette.
Colette, huh?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
They are very striking.
Yeah. And within the game itself too.
Oh gosh, yeah. But honestly, I still like ours more. I like our top 3. I would put our top 3 over Abyss.
I like our top 3 as well.
A good suggestion, to be sure. All right, I've got to mark some jobs well done. There goes our top 3. Right, and there was... All right, so I've done our... Oh my gosh, and Trivial Pursuits, while we've been doing this, have been coming in hard and fast. Okay, folks. Last week, JW requested a Trivial Pursuit. Let's pull up the wheel. Let's see if you get lucky this week. Spin the wheel. And I got to turn it on, then I got to come to this other page, and I got to wait for that page to load. And then I got to scroll to the top of the page, and then I've got to hit the spin wheel button, which is just up. There we go. Here it comes.
There we go. What are we talking about today? Rahdo.
Oh, I almost got away with it. I could only avoid it so long. So, hey, Ruel, what kind of trivia would you like?
Well, come on. We've all been waiting for the story about how you got David Turchi into the industry,
I'm
right?
afraid the length of time that it has taken to get this on the table is probably overblown it. It's not that big a
Yeah.
deal.
Okay.
I don't believe they're doing anymore, but there for a while, I think it ran for 5 or 6 years, was a yearly vacation package called Cardboard and Sun that you could go on. You sign up for it, and it was a week in beautiful Greek Isles at a wonderful, converted, bed and breakfasty type apartment complex kind of thing, where the owners were hardcore, really mega board gamers. The owners of this place, a couple of brothers,
Okay.
and if I recall correctly. And there was this travel package you could go. You'd spend a week, going on cruises and doing scuba dives and all kinds of stuff in the beautiful azure Aegean Sea. And then you'd go back and play a lot of games. And they had an amazing, library. Absolutely fantastic destination getaway for a hardcore gamer. So the organizer of it asked me, "Hey, do you want to come to our first one, you and Jen, so you can record a video of it, and because we could basically use it for advertising?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, totally. Let's totally do that." And we had a great time. And unbeknownst to us, a young man named Dave Turchi decided, "Rahdo's going to that. This is my chance." Dave was toiling away doing database programming in London, as I recall. But he had dreams, and he thought, this is it. I don't know how I could ever run into Rahdo, but if I go to this thing and pay a very high price, it was not a cheap vacation. Oops, and there went my ear. That I can meet Rahdo, and while we're doing it, maybe he'll play my prototype, and maybe he'll like it, and maybe he'll make a video of it, and maybe that will get the eye of a publisher or something like that. And so I met Dave and his then girlfriend, and they were great. And it wasn't until almost the end of the entire convention that Dave ever mentioned anything. He was just there playing games, and oh my gosh, he was a beast. Everything he played, he destroyed everybody at. He had this epic game of Eclipse that he played with Tuco Tucalia, the designer of Eclipse, and if I recall correctly, he won.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So he had a very good week, and near the end, she said, "Oh, hey, Richard, we're kind of buddies now, right? We've played some games. Would you be at all interested?" And he opens up his trench coat in this game here, and it's his first published game. I can't remember the name of it now. Redacted. It was Redacted, and I said, "Sure. But you know what? You don't want to talk to me. You want to talk to the guy who actually runs this whole thing." Because he's a board game publisher. He's the head of Ludi Creations. You didn't come here to meet me. The only reason you came here to talk to me was so that I could introduce you to Ludi Creations. And so Ludi Creations head and me and Dave sat down and played it. We all agreed, wow, this is really cool. We actually didn't play it until I think the entire vacation was over, and we were waiting to get, we went back to Athens. We had one night in Athens while we were waiting for Get On Complaints, and we played it, in an apartment somewhere. And we all thought, yeah, this is really cool. And Ludi Creations went on and ultimately signed Redacted. Ended up doing art by the Micho before he was a big name. So it's one of his early games. It's Dave Turchi's first game. And again, the joke is he thought I was going to make it happen, but all I did is say, don't talk to him. Go talk to that guy over there. He'll make your future, not me. And so that's the story of how I personally rocketed Dave Turchi to fame and stardom in the board game universe.
Wow. And it's thanks to you that we have all these great games now from
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Turchi. That's a great story. That's cool. How long ago was this? This was
Actually, an easy way to do it would be
10
search for
years ago?
I'll do a search for Rahdo Cardboard and Sand. Rahdo Cardboard Sand. Let's see, because I put my video up when we got back home. I'm sorry, not Cardboard and Sand, Cardboard and Sun, which is a bit more attractive because Sun isn't coarse and rough and gets, and I hate it. Let's see, that was in June, so it was probably in the month of May 2013 that all this went down.
Wow.
And my gosh, if you go back and look at this video, in the opening where I'm talking, look at this thing.
You gotta put it on.
Look how tan I am.
Wow, look at that. Wow.
Oh yeah, this is me just a few days back from Cardboard and Sun. As you can see, they definitely lived up to the sun.
Yeah, wow, look at that. That's great.
It looks like I'm wearing bronzer. Yes. Yep.
Wow. Tanned and relaxed.
Oh, very, very. Yeah.
So at that point, then did you have any idea of how his career would
Oh,
blossom?
no,
Or, I
no,
mean,
no, no, not at
no,
all. I mean, I thought,
no
I mean,
idea.
oh, what is this? Oh, this is before I left, I think. Oh, wait, no, this is something else.
A
Oh, that's
lot
an
less
update.
tan.
Oh, and wait, something just happened. Tippy Baloo,
What?
thank you for resubscribing. 3 months.
Oh.
Hopefully we do not let you down. All right. Where is it? Oh, this is the video I put up saying, "Hey folks, we're going to go. Come and join." So that's the one that got him. And then this is right. How many videos did I do about this thing? Okay, it must be this one. It must be the super bronze one for me getting back. Yeah. But this is not the actual video. I did a longer video where, I have video of all of us going down to the beach and playing games and all of that. I can't seem to find it. All I can find is this update. And this was before I would actually put links to other things in my folders. All right, anyway, though. But yeah, it was a great time. And that's what made Dave Turczi. I mean, is it unfair to call him a design superstar at this point?
I mean, I don't think it's unfair at all.
His name moves cardboard these days in no uncertain terms.
They do. Wow.
Yep.
So, I mean, you obviously saw some talent back then. I mean, you saw.
I mean, I don't know if you played it. I mean, it is certainly not. I mean, what he has gone on to do since then totally eclipses Redacted. Redacted's a really funky little game, I have to admit. It's really quite unlike anything else out there because we're a bunch of spies in an embassy, and kind of like a party at the beginning of or end of True Lies type thing. And we're all working for different countries. And the thing is, I know what my country is, and I have no idea who any of the other players are. I don't know if you're on my team. I don't know if you're another, American spy or British spy who's working with me. Or I don't know if you're working against me. And we're all zipping around from room to room, doing suspicious stuff, trying to avoid being detected. If I figure out that you're not on my team, I'm actively trying to get you caught. And then it turns out, oh, you were on my team the whole time. Why did you go to that room? I was trying to throw other people off. All that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Really, it's a cool game, and I think long forgotten. But for folks who it's basically there's a lot of those kind of hidden identity party game type things. But this one, it's so it's so meaty. It's one of those kinds of hidden deduction identity games for hardcore gamers, and that's a really rare and unusual thing, and that's what really makes it stand out. A lot of people are like, what is this? This is way too complex. This is very hard. This isn't Resistance. I mean, this isn't a Resistance next step. This is a Resistance 5 years later after you've been playing so many games. Yeah.
Nice. So we have you to thank for Mr. Turchi's career then.
There you go. Dave would never admit it.
Cool.
I'm sure he denies all of this, but I've got it on video, Dave. And I think I was significantly more tan than you. I think he spent more time under the umbrella playing games than I did when it was right down to it.
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
Hey, okay, so that was a bunch of stuff. We still have more to do, but we got to get on with the show. The show must go on. So before we do that, we need to give away Azul, don't we? Let me get that.
The Azul package from our friends at Floodgate Games.
Yep.
I believe. Or no, Plan B. Plan B Games.
Plan B Games, thank you, yes. Plan B was the, did a... what do you call it? The contest. And you know what? Somebody asked me recently, hey, when you actually do the drawing the next week, for those of us who couldn't find it, could you please tell us where the secret word was? And first of all, folks, if you can't find it, subscribe to the show or, back me on Patreon and then direct message me and I'll just tell you where it is. So you can always enter without any stress of trying to find the secret word. But the secret word last week was potato. And I said it in Railways of the World when I said words to the effect of, I don't even know what's in these cubes we're delivering. Are they meat? Are they potatoes? I don't know.
Yep.
And I just kind of dropped it casually like that. I'd originally meant to say, this is a real meat and potatoes kind of game. But whatever game I was going to say that for, I missed it. I'm like, where am I going to put it? Okay, I'll just say the cubes have potatoes in them. That'll work. All right, but anyway, back to the browser. There's going to be one lucky winner of an Azul bundle, the game plus a very cool Azul mug, and that winner is Menno Mix. Menno, congratulations.
Congrats. Well done.
I will be in contact later, Menno, and I will get your details, and the stuff will be in the mail. Congratulations. All right, so we need a new secret word. What is the secret word?
Yeah, let's see. Friends in chat, any ideas what we could do for the secret word for the upcoming show here? Well, Well, what did we talk about? We talked about
We
board game
ranked a
art.
bunch of games.
Ranked a bunch of games. Let's wait for chat here. Any ideas, folks? A secret word that we can do for the contest in this show?
Bankerware, thank you for subscribing with Prime this very moment. That means at the end of the show, if you didn't hear whatever our new secret word is, just whisper me directly in Twitch, and I'll just tell you. I have no secrets between. There's no secrets between me and you, Barkerware. We're ride or die together.
Yes. Let's see. We've got beans.
Beans, yes, they are magical
Beans
fruit.
would be
The
good.
more you eat, the more you toot.
Where you toot? Redacted. Okay, that'd be interesting. Ants. Ooh, ants. Okay. Painter paints painting.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
a lot of
it's
talk
something
about
one
color
paint.
and painting.
Yep. Penguin, disco, abyss, Dutray, nature. I don't know. I sort of like beans.
Can you work beans in? I mean, they would be a nice follow-up to potatoes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how can I. Oh my gosh, beans. No. Let's.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time too.
Yeah.
Looking at mine.
Painting. I could probably do painting or painter or paint. One of the forms of that word.
I could do it very easily, in fact. Although
Yeah,
here's the
I
deal.
could too.
I could do it so easily that no one will even have to listen for it. They'll just look at of course it's going to be that game.
Okay, yeah, then
Yeah, that'd be a little
probably-
too obvious.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else. Global. The word should be shenanigans. Apparently, says Barkerware.
Because we get up to all kinds of shenanigans.
Oh, shenanigans. Canvas might be a good one. Shamrock. Shamrock would be funny. Nature, artist.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time. We were all over the place.
Yeah.
There's no Schwarzenegger-esque thing.
Sand.
Oh, sun and sand.
Sand, I don't think I could do.
Oh, come on, you can.
Sun is too easy.
Oh,
same
you have
thing.
okay, yeah.
I have one that's way too easy for sun. Everyone's talking about Dutray. Could we work in Dutray? I mean, yeah, if we
The
talk about
man's
art
name?
on one of the games. Yeah. We would just compare art, right? Or talk about artwork or whatever.
Oh, what about my gorgeous bronze tans? Goblin says.
Oh, I sort of like that. Now, how can we tan? Not on my games. Nah.
Yeah, we are showing a complete and total lack of creativity today, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Come on,
Um,
folks. Cruise?
Cruise.
I could maybe. I think I could do that.
I could do sand, I think.
And I could probably. I can do cruise.
Then it's yours. Okay, because I don't want to do
Okay,
it. It's
I'll do
hard. It's so
Yeah,
much more.
okay.
Folks, you don't know. I mean, I don't know about Ruel, but for me, it's like, oh, I got it written down on my list right next to the game I'm about to talk about in all caps so I don't miss it. But I'm thinking about it the whole way up, and I'm like, oh, don't screw this up, don't screw this up. And it's only once I finally say it that I can relax.
Same here. And what I'm doing right now, I just typed it on my list, and I just made the font bold and like 20 size font, so I don't.
All right,
miss it.
so the secret word today, folks, is cruise. It will be stated by Mr. Ruel Gaviola at a certain time and place. And if you can't figure it out and you subscribe, or if you're a subscriber of the show, which means you have a little avatar running around on the bottom of the screen right now, or if you're a backer on Patreon, let me know and I'll tell you where it is. Because I guarantee you, I'll totally miss it. It's so much nicer once we made you folks having to start watch for it instead of us trying to pass it past each other. Why were we ever doing that? That was so hard. That was really freaking hard.
Okay. So again, since y'all are here for the pre-show, you know that I'm going to be saying it. When you're watching on YouTube, you don't know which one is going to say it. So, but we will let you know the word is cruise. I'll be saying it, so pay attention, and then we'll talk about how to do all the email stuff during the show.
Alrighty. So,
cool.
Let's switch over the banner to now, not pre-show. We're out of the pre-show. We're in the, hey everybody, did you know you can watch more of this show at rnr.com? The secret word is cruise. I've got that queued up, ready to put on screen. You can put your own words on screen. We checked that before we went live. And is there anything else we have to hit? I don't think so.
Our sponsor. So we got our sponsor.
Yeah.
for
Let
this
me double
week's
check,
show.
make sure everything's right. Our sponsor this week is Arcane Wonders. And
I'll ask you what's on the table.
Yeah. Of course, it's Four Seasons, which is Such
Gardens.
a fantastic game. I cannot recommend it highly enough. I'm going to talk about it a bit. Maybe play a quick hand. Although, man, we went long again. Look, it's an hour. We've been an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Why? How
What
did
is
we
happening?
do this again?
We used to be really good and keep the pre-show at around 40 minutes. Something is wrong.
We're going
it's
like
these
over an
ranks.
hour now?
I think I need to cut back on the number of ranks that can happen in a given episode.
Yeah.
They take a long time.
Well, we enjoy chatting. That's all.
Yeah, we do. It's true.
We just enjoy. Yeah. So, okay.
Oh, and that top 3 was forever. Yeah, that was a hard one. If it had been 70s show, we would have been in and out of that in 3 minutes. It just would have been 3 minutes of us just like childhood, and then we would have been done.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to let's tighten up the time.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I will try not to. This is such a great game. Okay. So let me double check. I've got this episode brought to you by Arcane Wonders. Hello, Ruel. Let's see here. What's on the overhead? Yep, it hasn't crashed. So that's all cool. Nice. Right. And that's fine. The overhead's good. And I need the browser. Of course, you've been looking at the browser, so I'll be able to put the games on screen that we are talking about. And yeah, I think everything's ready. So if you're ready, Spaghetti.
I'm ready, Spaghetti.
All right, one last sippy sip. I just don't know my throat will ever recover from Dice Tower West. Okay.
You don't drink tea, huh? You don't do tea.
No, but Jen does a lot of tea, and so she'll make me nice warm honey tea. I need to have her do that again because I clearly need it. I clearly need it.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, here we go. Time for the show. All right. And thanks for sticking with us, everybody. I hope you're having a good time. All right. During the show, we will not be talking with you. We will not be checking the chat. We're just trying to get through the show, and we'll catch you on the other side. Okay. Hey, everybody. This week's episode of the R&R Show is brought to you by Arcane Wonders. And hello, Ruel. How are you, sir?
Good, Richard. How's it going?
It's going okay. I am doing all right. I still haven't quite recovered from Dice Tower West convention last week. My voice is on the edge, but hopefully we'll be able to continue our soon-to-be award-winning top 100 games of all time list, I am sure. The definitive list that nobody else can touch. It's been pretty good so far, and I am really excited about what I'm talking about this week. What about you?
So am I. It just all the games we've talked about so far, all rock solid picks, and I don't think anyone can fault any of the games that we put on there because, again, like you said, this is the definitive list and just some awesome games, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to be talking about today as well.
Cool. All right. But before we get to that, do you have a question for me?
I do, and I was just about to say it, but you beat me to it. Really, nothing but the smoothest segues on the internet, folks. Hey, Richard, what's going on the table there? I see this like really cool pagoda thing happening there. What is that?
I'm glad you asked, Ruel. This is the wrong button I just hit. This is the correct button. Look, it's Four Seasons from sponsor of the show, Arcane Wonders. And I gotta say, this is probably my favorite game from Arcane Wonders, period. I absolutely adore this game. Both for the components, this is a goods harvesting and then fulfilling resources to score points kind of game. And the way it works is, on your turn, you've always got 5 cards in your hand. And these are sweet, sweet multi-use cards. Absolutely love them. You can use them, put them into play so that you can start working on a beautiful bit of scenery that you're trying to create artistically. Or you can use them to do all kinds of different special powers, most commonly manipulating this tower, or you can use them to get the resources from the tower to your build site. So like if this were my first turn of the game, I might look at this and say, hey, you know what? Okay, I've got 2 of the 3 orange cards I need to make the beautiful orange segue, which is worth a certain amount of points. So I might want to go for those. On your turn, you've got 3 actions. So you might have an action to say, hey, put a card into play. Right? So now I am working on completing this. I need some lumber. I need some greenery. And I might say, oh, these 2 work together. Let's say this is my second of 3 actions. And now, to actually build these, I need 1 of each resource. How do I get those resources? The beautiful, beautiful tower. Let me show you the tower from a different angle because it's so awesome. This thing rotates on multiple levels, and it determines what it is you're going to be able to harvest when you do what I'm about to do. I just randomize things. You normally don't get to do this in game. Let's come back to the overhead view. And so, what do I need? I need one of everything. And let's say the tower is looking at me like this, which means I have the option to get some stone and then some water and then maybe some grass, or to come from the bottom up, I could get wood and then grass and water and then stone. But how do I get them? I might play, well, actually, interestingly, all three of these cards have the same function, but let's say I had this card instead. I might play this card that says, hey, first, rotate the tower from the bottom and then take everything from the top down. Or this one says, rotate the tower from the second one up and then take everything from the bottom up. And I think this one makes sense. Now, by playing this card, I'm giving up the ability to make this green landscape, and that's not good, because I can see there's a green landscape over here. There's a green landscape over here. I might want to do a bunch of set collection and get all these, but you have to make tough choices. I say I'm going to discard this card to rotate the tower from the second level, like that, and then start collecting from the bottom up. So what do I get? I get one wood, which is what I need. I get one greenery, and then I get 2 water. Now, unfortunately, it would have been perfect if there had been 1 water here, because then I would have gotten 1 water and 1 stone. I would have had everything I needed. But that's my turn. My turn is over. On a future turn, because after my turn's over, I say, oh, look, okay, let's go on ahead and refill. I'll grab both these greens so I can start trying to make a green. Oh, and then there's the other orange I need for the end of this. That is literally the one I want. But let's say now on a future turn, you know what? I don't really care about working on this brown one. So I'm not going to use it to have a new work shite. I'm not going to use it to harvest stuff. I'm going to use it for the wagon. And that means I get to transfer stuff. And I transfer, and I transfer, and I transfer, and I was almost efficient enough. I almost got all 4 things done. But as it is, I got 3 things done. This is now built. It was purple, so I moved forward on the purple scoring track, and you want to move forward on all of these tracks. It's hugely important that you do, because if one player really masters one and gets to where the 10 and then keeps on going, your other stuff starts falling backwards as I keep pushing, and you could actually even get pushed off the board. So you've got the strategy of trying to go for one color and outpace everybody, or divide and conquer, have a lot of different colors depending on what it is you're trying to build. But then, of course, you're also trying to create the entire landscapes. And this game is absolutely phenomenal, Ruel. I cannot stress just how much fun it is. I mean, just this is fun by itself. Playing the cards, trying to manipulate it so you're going to get the right stuff you need. Or if you don't like what you get, you can also be manipulating it to make sure the next player in turn order, well, hey, here's what you've got. Are you happy with that? I don't think so. So you've got that kind of stuff. Because, hey, there are even blank spaces that, I don't get hardly anything. But who cares? Maybe all I wanted was 3 lumber and a stone. And if I built from the top up, this is exactly what I wanted. But the multi-use cards are great. I always love that. The coolest thing about this thing, though, is the really strict, harsh restriction. You can only hold 4 things at any given time. And so although you can expand that with a power up to hold 5 things, and it's all about working with incredibly tight constraints, constantly sacrificing awesome cards to do other things so that you can master the 4 gardens and come out victorious. And oh my gosh, I just love it. Look at this Pagoda. It's so easy to put away, too. It's just, they come apart. You don't have to take these apart or anything. Everything about this game is fantastic. I absolutely adore it. Like I said, our sponsor this week is Arcane Wonders. But regardless of that, you can go back and watch my original run through I did years ago. This was one of the best games I played the year it came out. Absolutely a blast.
Yeah,
all right.
It's a wonderful game. As you can see, look over my shoulder here. I still have my copy as well. Michelle and I absolutely love Four Gardens. We saw that pagoda at first. We thought, okay, it's a nice little gimmick. No, it's an integral part of the game. Like just figuring out that puzzle of where you're going to turn it. And like you said, I've got to give up this card, which I don't want to do, but I need these resources right now. They're in the perfect position or whatever. So yeah, fantastic game. One of our favorites. And yeah, it's still on my shelf for a good reason.
That is wild. We did not coordinate this. You didn't know I was going to be talking about Four Gardens
Not
today.
at all.
You had no idea. That's just on your wall because you love it. Well, you know what, folks? You might soon love it as well, because one of you lucky viewers is going to get a chance to win a copy of Four Gardens sent to you by Arcane Wonders. And how do they win, Ruel?
How you win, folks, is you're going to watch the show, and one of us is going to say the secret word at some point during the show. And what you're going to do is take a note of what game we're talking about when we see the secret word, and you'll send us secret word, which, as you can see down there, is cruise.
Cruise.
When one of us says cruise, you will send the name of the game, not cruise, the name of the game, to in an email to Rahdo, contest@rahdo.com. So again, the name of the game that we're talking about that time, contest@rahdo.com, and you'll be entered to win from our sponsors, Arcane
Yeah,
Wonders.
I can't. I mean, if I didn't already have one, I'd be very jealous that one of you is going to win and I wouldn't have it. But I mean, just absolutely adore this game. This one is not leaving our shelves ever, I don't think.
Yep,
Such a great game.
that's
It's a
right.
little on the abstract side, but it's just so, it's so deceptively simple. It seems. Oh,
Yes.
you just play 3 cards. I mean, but oh wow, great stuff. So one lucky winner. Listen for one of us to say the word cruise, and then, as Ruel said, right down at the bottom, contest@rahdo.com. Send that email out, and we will do a drawing a week from today. So you have until March 22nd to get your entry in. If you're watching this on March 23rd, I'm sorry. I still recommend the game highly, though. But maybe better luck next time. But that is it, folks. We have, gotten business out of the way, and so now we can go to pleasure. We are continuing our top 100. Are you ready, Ruel? How's it looking for you?
I'm ready. It's looking great, and I'm good to go.
All right, and we're doing 70 to 69, I believe now. Is that correct? Or 61? Is that where we are?
70 to 61.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yep.
So we're about a third of the way in, and we're going to start things off with 70. I'll put that on the screen here.
Please
Our number
do.
70 game of all time, top 100 games is, and why didn't this? Oh, I got to press the button. That's what I got
That'll
to
do it every time.
That's how we roll. Okay, our number 70 game of all time is
Yeah.
QE, quantitative easing. So QE
Oh.
from boardgametables.com. Now you had a little funny look on your face. It's interesting.
I'm very interested to hear about this. This is a 3-player minimum game, so it's 3-player minimum games generally don't come across Jens and my table too often. So I'm wrapped with attention. Why is this one of the greatest games of all time?
One of the greatest games because, Richard, I'll tell you this, it is the greatest auction game out there.
Wow.
Ever. And we just had a fantastic one. You'd mentioned Raw by Reiner Knizia, one of my all-time favorites.
Yep.
QE takes it up another level, and here's why.
Okay.
QE, it's a economic term based called quantitative easing. It's so I don't know anything about economics. All I know is how to barely balance my checkbook. But there's this thing about where countries will print their own money, and there's a way to battle inflation and so forth. This is a game of your different countries trying to grab different industries, and you're going to do that by bidding on the different industries. Now, here's the thing that makes this so interesting. Richard, you have absolutely no limit to what you can bid. If you want to bid $1, that's fine. If you want to bid $1 billion, that's fine. Because you're the head of the country, you're the head of the treasury, you're printing your own money. So whatever you want to bid is what you bid. And then you go through the rounds, and what you're trying to do is bid on the different industries. And at the end of the game, it's a little bit of set collection. And here's the really cool twist, which I think Mr. Knizia or Dr. Knizia would really, really enjoy, is the player who's spent the most money has automatically bankrupted their country. They automatically lose. So it's the next person who will be the winner.
Wow.
The next person up. Yeah, so it's absolutely fantastic. It was a huge hit with my gaming group, and it's one of those games that gets better as you play it with the same group, because then all of a sudden it's all this meta that starts going on. It's like, oh, Ruel's playing. We all know he's going to bid $3 billion on this thing. Oh, it's like, oh, my buddy Daryl's playing. We know he's going to bid like 1,000 on this. So it's got a lot of meta gaming going on. It's just, gosh, just that simple touch of you could bid whatever you want. It's just so awesome. And that's why it's our number 70 game of all time, QE.
It makes sense. I remember now. I didn't remember the name of it, but I remember Tom Vassell talking about this and raving about it. And this has always been one of those, if I ever get a chance to play some 3-player minimum games, this is definitely on my list, and you have just cemented it. This is the first time I ever heard about that. Yeah, just bid whatever you want. Bid $5 billion. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'll raise you. I'll see you $6 billion. That's mind-blowing to me.
It's so funny. Like, there's games where I've played where, like, we've spent like a total of like 120,000. Then there's other games where we played it's like 26 billion. It's so crazy and so huge ranging. But yeah, now I think about it, I'm kicking myself, because this would have been perfect to play at Dice Tower West with you. 3-player minimum. We could have easily gotten a game together. And
come on, man! It was on your list. I didn't know.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but it is just an awesome game, and that's why it's ranked so highly. Number 70, QE.
Oh man, I like that a lot. It's interesting too. Like I said, I mean, I had put Raw in the 90s of our list, And Raw is a tough act to beat, but that sounds really freaking cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And as much as I love Raw and Dr. Kinesia, this one I think it's a purer form of auctioning.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
But
Cool, cool,
yeah,
cool. All
yeah.
right. Well, that was our number 70, and I like it a lot, but not as much as I like our number 69, Circle the Wagons. Oh my goodness. I
Yes.
know you are a fan of this publisher. Am I right?
Yes. Button Shy is the jam.
Oh yeah, they are a publisher that specializes in basically micro games, games that you can literally put in your wallet or your back pocket. They even have this special packaging thing. It's not a box; it's more like a soft wallet-like container, so you can just take these games and bust them out anywhere. I have played several of their games, and as far as I'm concerned, this is their best. It is a brilliant. What's it called? I don't think there is a term for these kinds of card games where you're drafting cards and then laying them down on top of other cards, beneath other cards to try to create patterns. I like to call it like card patchwork or something like that, because you're like, or quilting, like you're putting all these pieces together. And what you do is, as is often the case with Button Shy games, you set up the game by shuffling up your, I think it's 18 cards, 16 or 18 cards, draw 3 of them and flip them over. Those become the unique objective combination of stuff you have to do this game, which is brilliant of itself because there's so many different objectives. You'll never play the same game of this twice. Then you start playing, and this is a 2-player game. I believe there's solo rules as well, but I've only played it 2-player with my wife. And it's a time track game because I can see, minor cards are really important this turn, and there aren't very many of them amongst the remaining cards. Oh no, what am I going to do? Well, you can just go ahead and grab any card that's literally circling the main portion of the board. It's the circle of the circling the wagons. It's like all the wagons have arrayed themselves around the 3 objectives at the start. So you can go ahead and grab anyone you want, but every card you skip over that to get the one that's perfect for the scoring, you're giving to your opponent. And so the tension in this game is so high of constantly trying to figure out how bad do I want this? How much will it hurt me if, Ruel, I give you these 3 particular cards so I can grab that 4th card? I can't do it. But if I jump 2, then I know you're going to go on ahead and grab that. And we can both see how important it is. And this game takes 10 minutes. And it's just nonstop, agonizing tension from start to finish as you're slowly building up. You can't necessarily achieve all 3 objectives, but you can see what I'm going for. I can see what you're going for. There are no secrets in this game, and it's absolutely brilliant. Super lightweight, I guess maybe it's kind of a shame that you can't play it at higher player counts. It's not a problem for me and Jen. And as I understand it, it's a very satisfying solo game as well. So number 69 on the list. One of the many, many greats from Button Shy games, Circle the Wagons.
Yeah, brilliant game. I love all their designs, and like you said, for a 10-minute game, it packs such a huge punch, and I absolutely love all their games. I think if I'm not mistaken, Danny Devine might be one of the designers of Circle the Wagons, and he's done a bunch of great stuff, including Sprawlopolis, Agropolis, which are also Button Shy games. So good, and yes, super puzzly, and oh my gosh, I love Button Shy games. Great choice.
All right.
Very nice. Okay. But let's move on to our number 68 game.
Let's do that.
This one, I feel like this is a little of a underrated game, and I'm glad to see it on the list at number 68. It is Ethnos. This is, yes, Ethnos from Simon or Kaman or Cool Mini or Not, whatever you want to call them, whatever they're going by these days. This surprised me because this really called for, I feel like, it called for like all the miniatures that Cool Mini Not usually does, and they decided to go away from that and just give us a map with like these little tokens. But the gameplay is awesome. I describe it as Ticket to Ride meets Blood Rage. You take those 2 things, mash them together, and you got Ethnos. Because the gameplay is so streamlined. You're just drawing cards like Ticket to Ride. You're drawing and trying to play sets of them. And whatever set you play, you're going to go and invade that area. This is an area majority game. So yes, there is conflict. So this is not a peaceful game. You are fighting over these different areas. But it's done so brilliantly. You're adding all these cards. You're playing them. Each little tribe that you play will score points depending on how many you do, and then the different tribes have different abilities and scoring mechanisms. It's so brilliantly done, and it's so quick to play. And it's one of those I would consider a gateway plus game, because gateway because it's easy to learn, but then plus because there's a lot more strategy and depth to it than you think it is that it would have, and also because all the different factions, there's plenty in the game. I think there's like a dozen. You only you randomly like pick 6 of them and play the game. You do 3 ages. You score up who has the most points, who has the most area, and that's your winner. Ethnos, always wonderful. And here's the great thing about it. It plays well at 2. I like it better at higher player counts. It plays up to 6 players,
Mm.
and I've never had a game longer at 6 players than maybe like 60, 70 minutes.
Wow.
It's snappy and quick. So if you have one of those like, game nights where you have a few more players than usual, Ethnos is a winner. That's why it's our number 68 game.
Yeah, I have never heard anything but rabid praise for this game. And it's interesting you said right up front that it kind of flies under the radar. I think this game makes pretty much everybody's top 10 overlooked, right?
Yeah.
And it's because, this is not what you expect from CMON. And it's really interesting that Cool Mini or not, they're known for something, and they really, what can you say, exercised restraint in a way that they have never done before. Because, this could totally be full. I mean, it could have been a bigger map with cool miniatures and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Now, to be fair, one thing I've always salivated over is the art on the cards from John Howe, who is like the premier Tolkien Lord of the Rings artist. He did all the concept art for the movies and whatnot. So it's the board itself is a little plain, but they did not go cheap on the art at all. Good choice. That is definitely. I mean, obviously, I'm not an area control kind of guy, but this does feel like one of those bucket list style games that you gotta play it before you shuffle off this cardboard coil that we find ourselves on. Yeah.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Okay, good call. You are definitely coming at me with stuff that I must play in a big way today. All right, cool. Well, the number 67 on the list, I think is definitely a must play as well, although it's going to be harder for most folks to do it because number 67 is Glory to Rome. Oh, yeah. Yep. And of course, the Glory to Rome is arguably the greatest modern designer card game there is. From designer Carl Chuduk, originally published by Cambridge Game Factory. And the problem is, it is long out of print. Long out of print. And the rights for it are all kinds of tied up, and publishers for years have been lining up around the block saying, look, we want you to reprint this game and give it a lavish reprint with art from, Vincent Dutray or somebody like that. And we just, nobody can get their hands on it. And it's such a shame. It is a grail game for so many players, and I will never get rid of my copy I've got. But what is it? Well, it is set in ancient Rome, and we are trying to rebuild the city after catastrophe. And this is interesting. These days, we've had recently, a few years ago, Terraforming Mars, and then more recently, Ark Nova. And it's like there's this rise of the gigantic brick of cards, all of them unique, all of which do amazing things. You never know what you're going to get every time you play. Glory to Rome started that. That's what Glory Rome is. It's just full of amazing cards that all do such a wide variety of stuff. Every time you play, you're going to get a different experience. But this is also the granddaddy of multi-use cards. Nobody does it better than Glory to Rome. Because every card, you can tuck it under your board on the left, and that means it is a patron who will do work for you. You can tuck it under the bottom of your board, and it becomes resources that you can use to build buildings. You also need to use these buildings for foundations to build other buildings. And cards that you don't use end up going into a common pool in the center of the board that other players can grab stuff from. So the level of interactivity in this game is super high, super interesting, because this is also a game where, hey, when I decide I'm going to do a crafting action, if somebody else at that moment has a craft card in their hand, they can say, oh, look, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to do it too. So you're really invested in every player's turn. Players are constantly, creating the resources you need to pursue your own goals, and every time you play, there's such a huge variety of cards that you will be exposed to as you are racing to find Glory to Rome. It's absolutely phenomenal. One of the best card games of all time, and one of the great tragedies of the board game industry that it is all but impossible to get your hands on these days. I thought about not putting it on the list, quite frankly, because it felt like it was kind of cruel, but I can't deny it's great. Glory to Rome.
Yeah.
And Rome demands wood. as an aside.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the print status, it's still, one of the greatest games of all time. And from what I understand, like the rights to it are never gonna get resolved.
Yes,
I think it's
apparently.
just like a bitter battle, and it's just one of those things that'll never be
Yeah.
reprinted. But luckily there are, if you're willing to pay the big bucks, they are out there. And luckily, like for myself, someone that doesn't have the budget to get his own copy, I have friends that have copies that I can easily access. So
Yep.
that's the lesson, folks. If you can't buy it, then make
Make
friends
friends.
who have
Somebody
a
out
copy
there has
and
got it. Yep.
great call. Awesome choice for number
All right.
67. But let's move on to number 66. This is
Let's.
another game that will probably surprise you. It surprised me because as I was ranking my games, I was surprised like how this one kept going up and up on my list. It's Trains Rising Sun.
Oh my
Now,
gosh! Really?
yeah, that's what I thought too, and I kept coming up, and because it's a wonderful game. We just talked about Ethnos, that was a mash of Ticket to Ride and Blood Rage. Trains is a mashup of Ticket to Ride and Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deck building game, but it's got a board, and as you play along here, you are building train routes in Japan, and it's you try to connect these different stations, and you're building it using your deck that you've created. And what's really interesting too is that they have this, I forget, I think it's called trash or garbage or whatever, that clogs your deck. So
Yes.
as you're building these things, you are generating garbage, and and you need to get it out of your deck because it's clogging up. So I think it's a really interesting way to do that. Like Dominion, you have the standard decks. It's literally the first game. Trains is literally all the Dominion stuff transferred over into a train theme.
Yeah.
But Rising Sun takes it to the next level where it adds some special trains that are different than the base game, and also different abilities, and I think goals as well. You want to connect certain routes. Michelle and I love this game at 2 players. Now, here's the thing: it can be a little cutthroaty. It
Yes.
can be a little mean. But you play more players, it's a little less that. But we still really enjoy it. I think a lot of it's because we loved our trip to Japan, and as we're
Oh, sure.
traveling on, yeah, as we get on there, we just think of the times when we're in Tokyo, and we would cruise from one station to another on these trains, and Shibuya, and also Mitaka, and so forth. It's a wonderful mashup of 2 of my favorite things, Ticket to Ride and Dominion. That's why it's our number 66, Trains Rising Sun.
An excellent, excellent choice. And I believe this is the game where the world first really became aware of Japanese designer Hisashi Hayashi, right? Might not have been his first published design, but this is the one that put him on the map. And, he has been nothing but a design superstar ever since then with, Yokohama and so many other great games. And, yeah, I agree. This is the answer to the question. Well, I really like Dominion, but I wish it was a board game. And it's surprising just how great a board game Dominion can be. I completely agree. Good call. Good call.
Thank
Definitely.
you.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right. Well, that was number 66. And all right. It's interesting. You're right to say it's a surprise, but it shouldn't be. It's so good. I wonder if it's one of those ones that everybody just takes for granted. Oh yeah, that was really good. And it's just
Yeah. You know what? I think part of it too, I really wish AEG would have really pushed it. Like I felt like they released Trains, they did Rising Sun, they sort of just, okay, that's it. I feel like they really could have made a push for it, but it is what it is. Maybe it just didn't sell as well as they thought it would. But
they did the expansion. You know what they need to do? Game. They need to get John D. Clare to do a new updated design of it in the Cubitos universe.
And it'll blow up. Yes.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yep. Okay, cool. Well, an excellent choice. Man, I haven't thought about that game for years, but you're right. Just thinking about it and looking at it makes me want to play it again. But not as much as number 65 on the list, The Loop. Oh my goodness, I love The Loop so much.
Oh my God.
One of the best new cooperative card games to come out in years. Absolutely phenomenal. Agreed. And it definitely has kind of a pandemic-inspired vibe. This is, I like to think of them as firefighting games, because, hey, we're running around a map trying to deal with all kinds of problems that are popping up, while also keeping in mind that there's some big overarching goal we're trying to do. Very much like Pandemic. In this game, we are time travelers who are trying to stop the nefarious Dr. Fu, or Dr. Foe, depending depending on what area of the world you live in, because it got a rename when it came to the States. But either way, he's an evil time traveler trying to destroy the fabric of space-time, and at the center of the board is his time machine, which is a cool little miniature cube tower. And whenever he acts, what he does is he rotates that, and you can see there are 3 ramps that anything that drops in will come randomly out. And so every once in a while, he does bad stuff, and you've got to get these evil space-time continuum rip cubes, drop them in, and you hope and pray, oh, please let them go down the right ramp. If they go down the center of the left ramp, everything is destroyed. Okay. And there's so much really interesting long-term planning in this game, because, that's what we're trying to clean up. All these cubes, he's literally spewing all over the board, ripping up all the different, eras of time, the age of industrialization, the age of the information age, the Bronze Age, and all of that. And each player is a member of an elite time-traveling squad. Each of us have our own superpowers that we can use all the time. But more importantly than that, we also have a hand of cards, all these different artifacts that we can find scattered throughout history that make us progressively more and more and more powerful. And everything about this game is absolutely phenomenal. I think what really stands out for me more than so many games of its ilk is you can so clearly see what is going to be happening, what you have to plan for, what the immediate threat to this game is. That's not to say there aren't random cards that get drawn and will surprise you and whatnot, but you know where Dr. Fu is going to strike X. You know what you have to do this round to clean up, because there's a 1 in 3 chance, or a 1 in 2 chance, or a 1 in 5 chance that things will blow up on you. And can you afford to take those risks? But all that aside, the most impressive thing about this is those artifacts I was talking about, they all have different suits on them that represent, vortices and warps and stuff like that. And while you're building your deck of special powers you're getting, you kind of want to get them all from the same suit. Because one of the things you can do on your turn is, after you played all your cards and used all their special powers and all that, you can trigger a loop. Which means you get to untap all the cards of one of those suits and activate them again. This will cost you resources that you need for other stuff. But when you pull off a perfectly timed double or even triple turn, where you loop and then loop again, it is one of the most satisfying feelings you are ever going to have in all board gamedom. All the variety of all the objectives you have to do, all the different stuff Dr. Fu's going to... The game comes with, I think, like 3 or 4 different scenarios that add extra type, devices that Dr. Fu or Foe throws at you. Everything about this game is fantastic, including a wickedly, genuinely funny sense of humor, if you like time travel puns, which it turns out Jen and I do. So that plus everything else puts it on the list at number 65, The Loop.
Yeah, fantastic choice. And again, this was not planned, but if you look over,
oh my gosh,
here
is it happening again?
Look what do I have on the shelf there. It
wow,
is absolutely wonderful. Love The Loop. As you said, one of the best co-op games released in years, and for all the reasons you said, just wonderful. And it's I'm glad you mentioned the humor, because there was a lot of funny little time travel puns in there. And,
yep.
Folks will enjoy that during that. But let's move on to our number 64 game.
Yes, do it.
This one, we're going to travel back a little bit in time here, about 40 years ago, back to the 70s. Number 64 is Watergate. Mm-hmm. This is a 2-player game based on the Watergate incident back in the 70s. President Richard Nixon and blah, 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 blah. What it is, basically, friends, is Twilight Struggle Light. That's the way I describe it. It's got a very similar card play mechanism. And hey, look at that. Look at those 2 fine gentlemen playing the game there in the video. That's Shay Parker and yours truly, Ruel Capula, playing it when I first joined the channel. I adore this game, and Michelle and I really got into the history of the game. It's based on actual history, all the events, as you can see there. You can see Shay playing a card there. What it is, it's a tug of war. You're trying to bring momentum to your side in order to win for your side. Basically, it's either the Nixon administration or the press. One side or the other is going to win. The press is trying to take down Nixon. Nixon is trying to weasel his way out of his just desserts. And one of you is going to win. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a tug of war. Whoever gets the most, I think it's not influence, but momentum on their side to complete their goals is going to win. And you can see there, you see the it's like a little bit of route building or network connections where you're trying to connect the evidence to Nixon. And there's ways that you can do that as the press as you play cards. But then Nixon has his allies as well. You can play his cards. You know, so and so might flip or whatever, and you can block access to that. So. Oh, it's a wonderful game.
Yeah.
Very tense and very quick. It plays between 30 and 45 minutes. And that's why it's our number 64, the wonderful Watergate.
I agree. If Ruel has piqued your interest about this at all, I strongly suggest do a Google search for Rahdo Watergate. You will not find anything illicit there. Instead, you will find that run through where Shay and Ruel faced off. It's a quick 45-minute long video, and you played all the way to the end, and it was nail biting right up to the end. I will not spoil who won, but man, if that video does not identify and articulate just why this game is so beloved among two-player head-to-head gamers. Yeah. Good call.
Fantastic game. All right.
I like it. Yeah. Of course, I'm just going to like these things more and more as we go because these are the best games of all time, as we clearly stated right up front. And I think we are delivering, folks, including with number 63 on the list, Jump Drive. And now, I probably have a little bit of egg on my face because I just finished talking about Glory to Rome, which is widely considered to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, designer card games of all time. I put Jump Drive over Glory to Rome. Yes! And nice thing is, Glory to Rome is easy to get. It's not hard out of place to get. This is basically, you could call it Race for the Galaxy Express. It captures all the really fun, nail-biting, and tense decisions of, I got a handful of all these really great galactic empire-building cards, but if I want to play this particular one, I got to trash these other ones. I don't want to trash anything. I need all of these cards. They're all amazing. Which again is the Race for the Galaxy formula. What this game does, though, to jump drive and make us go at super duper speed is it drops the playing cards to trigger actions that every player else follows. This game is just to the metal. You are trashing cards to play other cards. Those cards either give you immediate benefits or ongoing benefits for the rest of the game. And it is rare that you will find a game that has compounding rewards as fast as this game. This game generally takes like 4, 5, or 6 rounds and it's over. And at the end of the first round, everybody looks around and says, oh, I made 1 space buck. I made 2 space bucks. That last round, I made 70 space bucks. And boom, I just won the game. Well, I made 75. It's just absolutely incredible. The satisfaction you get as it just ramps up quicker and quicker and quicker. I totally forgot to put it on the screen. Sorry about that, folks. Oopsie. I was just so excited about this game. I forgot to do my job and actually show what it looks like. But trash cards, play cards. Everybody reveals cards at the same time. This is arguably a very multiplayer solitaire type game. A lot of people will argue that's why it's not as interesting. But I've never really, honestly, the game is so fast. There's no time to worry about what everybody else is doing. You are just going from zero to hero faster than just about any other game that the modern designer card game industry has ever seen. And it's so satisfying. And like its predecessor, Race for the Galaxy, another thing I've always loved is, after it's over, I still feel like I've told a story. A little story in miniature of a galactic civilization that grew, pursued certain things, decided, oh, that's not working, let's pivot and do this other thing. And I always just love that I feel like I've been part of a vast, Dune-style epic that just happened to play out in 15 or 20 minutes. It's appropriately named. This is such a warp speed fast game. Jump Drive is so satisfying, so much fun. It's number 73 on the list.
I fully agree with you. I think this game, I wish I would have learned this game before I learned Race for the Galaxy and Roll for the Galaxy.
Really?
Because when I learned Roll for the Galaxy, that was the first one I learned. It was early in my, when I got into board gaming, and just the iconology and everything else, it was a little overwhelming for me as a new player. This is the one I would introduce to new players, right? Because number one, it doesn't have as many icons that you need to learn. But number two, like you said, it's so snappy and quick. It's so satisfying. Like within 5 minutes, you're like, oh, all right, here's my engine. I'm getting everything going. Then 5 minutes later, oh, we're done. Who won? And it's like, but it's cool. Like you said, you can tell your little mini story. And then always happens with this type of game, let's play it again.
Yeah.
You will definitely play it once, twice, maybe 3 times in a session. Absolutely love it, and a great choice for number 63, my friend. Jump
Yep.
Drive.
Excellent,
Well done.
excellent, excellent. I'm glad you
Okay.
agree. And now, if you just don't like the spacefaring theme, there's an alternative from the same designer, Tom Lehman, one of the greats of modern board game design. Previously he had done a different themed game called The City. And it's the same
Yes.
basic idea. You're trashing cards to play other cards. You're building up really fast. That game focuses more on resource generation, whereas Jump Drive focuses more on card combo stuff. But if you would prefer like a modern day setting, check out The City. If you love sci-fi, though, you can't go wrong with Jump Drive.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's actually the one Michelle prefers. She likes The City, and we play it every now and then.
Yep.
It's wonderful. Yep. All right. So great choice. Let's move on to our number 62 game.
Let's do it.
Another one that may be surprising to some people, but number 62 is The Godfather, Corleone's Empire.
Oh my gosh, really?
Godfather. Yes. So this is interesting. I felt like this game was overhyped when it first came out, but then can a game that's overhyped be underrated at the same time? Because I feel like it is. It's got this weird, because at the time, if you remember, a lot of content creators came out and they all did this thing at the same time.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
that?
I remember. Yeah, Rodney
Yeah,
Smith
like
organized a
Rodney
bunch of
Smith.
content creators because they were
Yeah.
all fans of the game. It's not that
Yep.
they were, paid. They were just all genuinely super excited. And on the same
Yeah.
day, they all look. Here's us focusing on this game from a million different angles,
Yeah.
and it kind of
was, like,
backfired.
coordinated. Yeah, it almost like I felt like it got overhyped maybe, and people just, we don't want to, whatever. Everyone says it's great, maybe it's not. It is. It's a Eric Lang game. It's in the Blood Rage sort of like epic thing, but again, I love the IP. I'm a huge fan of The Godfather, one of my favorite movies of all time. And this, while at times can feel a little like generic Mafia, there are hints of The Godfather in this. You are playing, it's an area control game. You can see there in the cards, you have different resources. So you're going to play, either alcohol or money or illicit drugs, so it's an adult themed game, right?
Yes,
This is not
definitely.
for kids. But if you watch The Godfather, that's what it is. You are trying to take over territories by playing these cards, and you're going to do drive-bys. You're going to put people, there it is. People are going to go in the river. They're going to sleep with the fishes, folks. And you know what happens there. It's an area control game. I think it's wonderful, and it's criminally underrated for whatever reasons. I think it might have been one of those overhyped games, but it's wonderful. I played it at different player counts. The 2-player isn't bad, but if you can play it at 3 and 4, that's where you want to play it. Set collection, area control, area majority. Each round, you're limited to how much money you can have at a certain time, so you're gonna have to eventually give up resources, which is always agonizing.
Yeah.
But gosh, I love this game. I've played it maybe at least a dozen times, and it's always epic. It has one of those things that I like about Eric Lang games where, you're playing the game the first couple of ages, you're setting yourself up. Then at the very end of the game, you have this big epic round where everyone is going to end up sleeping with the fishes. Who's going to be left remaining in New York to control it? You will see. And that's why it's our number 62, The Godfather, Corleone's Empire.
Yeah, I have to admit, I had not paid attention to this game originally, but then I did a top 10 last year with the guys from Shelfside, which is a great YouTube channel. I mean, those guys are hilarious. I love everything they do. And this is now the second time I have sat down while somebody tells me how amazing this game is and how criminally overlooked it is. Because, I mean, this is from Eric Lang. This is from Mr. Blood Rage. This is from Mr. Onk. I mean, one of the most celebrated, highly thematic and yet still really satisfying Euro-y style game fusion designers. Maybe the most highly celebrated working in the industry. And somehow this one just hasn't quite gotten the same amount of love and attention. And from everything I've seen, if you're down to clown, if you are into the subject matter, and you are ready to send your opponent to sleep with the fishes, as you say, it's a no-brainer. I've heard nothing but great things about it, and I have nothing but respect for Eric Lang's design chops. So it makes perfect sense to me that this would put on the list at number 62.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We got one more.
Yes, we have. And oh my gosh, I
today.
can't imagine much more of a 360 between that one and number 61 on the list, Fresco. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, talk
Yeah.
about 360.
Am I right? Am I right?
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you've played Fresco, Ruel. I will
I have
admit
not,
this
honestly.
this is
Yeah, I have
one
not.
of the earlier games that got Jen and I into the board game hobby. We discovered it, I think, in our first year of gaming, and just instantly fell in love with it. And it has got now some of my absolute favorite mechanisms. At the time, I just thought, oh, that's kind of cool, but now I recognize, yeah, this game does this better than anybody else. This is I guess you could call it kind of a worker placement game where players are artisans along the lines of a Michelangelo or a Leonardo da Vinci type Renaissance era, and we have been hired to restore the fresco of a massive cathedral. So we're working on redoing the ceiling, which means we have to collect paints, we have to mix paints, and then we have to deploy those paints to different tiles in the center of the board to score points. And from what I described, it sounds so simple, but this is a really rich and interesting game. And what I like most about it is how thematic it is as a Euro, because you really do embody the life of a Renaissance era painter. The first thing you do every morning, there's kind of a sort of auction or a timing draft where players are deciding, how early do I get up in the morning? It has that level of detail into lives, because the earlier you get up, you'll be able to get to the market sooner than other players and get the best deals on the paints you need. You'll be first to the cathedral so you can work on the most lucrative sections of the ceiling. But if you got up that early, you're also the grumpiest player, and you are not going to be able to get as much done that turn. So you literally have fewer workers that you can place to represent all the actions you're doing. But don't worry, because if you save a little bit of time in the evening, you can go out to the theater, and that will rejuvenate your spirit, and you'll offset the fact that you're completely exhausted because you keep getting up at 5 in the morning every day, to beat everybody else out. But so I've loved all of that. But from a gameplay perspective, what's really special about the game is simultaneous action selection, because everybody decides, what am I going to do today in secret behind a shield? All right, I'm going to try and spend a couple of hours in the market. I'm not really going to do the cathedral at all today. I'm going to spend the afternoon doing personal portraits for rich people because I can see, oh, that's a really cool special power I could earn if I get down there. Will I get there before anybody else? Or do I not worry? Can I afford to sleep in late? Because chances are nobody else even wants that. And since I'm not even going to be, I don't care about what's in the market right now. I'll take whatever I can get. I can sleep in, get more actions, and focus on this other stuff. But inevitably, there is the moment when everybody, with a flourish, reveals what they have chosen, how they're going to spend their day, and around the table is like, oh no, you're getting there. Oh, okay, I didn't think you were going to go there. Oh, and it's just wonderful. I mean, because the best laid plans, always fall apart when you run into the enemy. I totally mishmashed and butchered a couple of different quotes there, but you get the idea. It's really incredibly satisfying. One of the most thematic Euros that has ever come out. Also, it has a fantastic two-player variant that, these days, two-player variants, I think for the most part, publishers are really kind of focused on. Let's try, if we ever have to put a dummy player in, let's try to make it as really simple to manipulate as possible. This is an older game that eschews that and says, no, there's just a third player on the board, and every other turn, I get to control that character called Leonardo, and I can use him to, manipulate the state of the world. If he's going to get up earlier, then I can make sure I'll get what I want, and he gets what you want, so you're stuck with something else, unless you get up earlier in the morning. When he manipulates, when he works on sections of the ceiling, he'll pull over the bishop who will appraise the work and give extra points. And if I'm controlling him, I'll try to have him work on a space that means the bishop will come over to the area I'm working on. So he'll notice all the good work I'm doing as well. And by the way, you're on the other side of the board. You're working on different stuff. Too bad for you. It's really great. And then it's also fun just to mix paints. The game literally comes with a paint mixing guide on top of everything else. So it's absolutely phenomenal. Again, it's an older game, so I don't know if many people, caught. I think it got a super big box deluxe capture all the expansions a few years ago. It's definitely worth seeking out if you're at all interested in the subject matter, or like me, you like simultaneous action selection, or you just like really, really thematic mid-weight Euros. Fresco's one of the best. That's why it's number 61.
Yeah, this one's been high on my list of games I need to play. It's well regarded, and I know that the Wake Up track was very influential in Jamie Stegmaier's viticulture. He sort of
Yes,
like
you're
took
right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he took that idea, and also there's another game, also Queen's game called Parfume, which also used like a very streamlined version of that mechanism as well, which I think is very clever. But yeah, Fresco, I need to play it, and just based on your what you just said about it, it's shooting to the high top of the part of my list of games I must play.
Excellent.
But,
Excellent.
all right. So,
Okay, folks,
wow,
we've done it again. How do we
done
keep
it again.
pulling this together week after week? We did it somehow. But the question is, did we say the secret word? Did Ruel or I say the word cruise? And did you hear it?
Because if you did, you make note of the game that you heard one of us talking about, and make a note of that and send it to an email at contest@rahdo.com so you can win the prize.
Oh, yes. An excellent, excellent prize. 4 seasons.
Yep.
Okay. That's it. We are done. That was 61. So we're not quite halfway through the list yet, but it is just getting better and better every step of the way. So remember, folks, we're getting together and counting down top 10s every week, and hopefully we'll see you again next time. So, Ruel, let me just say once again, as always, thank you very much for helping me out with this. This week, you have definitely made my mouth water for some games that you have added a few games to my bucket list.
Yeah,
which I thought I'd kind of seen it all.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a great thing about this list, because we don't know what exactly is going to show up here, but we know it's going to be good. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm ready to play some games as well. But thank you. The pleasure is all mine as always, my friend.
Cool. Well, thanks, Ruel. Thanks, audience. And in closing, of course, thanks to sponsor Arcane Wonders. Have a very, very nice day, everybody. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye. Hello. Hi, everybody. We're done. We made it.
We're back. We did it. We did it.
Somehow. Alrighty. That sounds like a chant I should know from childhood that probably is really problematic these days, and kids are very, again, we're children of the 70s. It was a different time.
We are. A different time, different place.
Yep.
Check up on chat, see a bunch of things happening here. I think we got
Oh my gosh.
rated
We were been close to a hype train for a while.
Oh, wow.
Didn't notice.
Okay.
Kabuki Kid resubscribed. Thank you for 5 months, Kabuki. All right.
Wow.
We'll try not to let you down. And Little Buster giving away subscriptions. Oh, by the way, I'm so sorry. If anybody's still here, thank you, Board Game Geek TV, Lincoln and Nikki, and whoever else might have been. Probably Lincoln and Nikki, I bet. They rated us about over half an hour ago with a party of 36. Hopefully we put on a good show for you, folks. While we're in the middle of recording, we can't stop. If Fem Sensei was here, I know she is a great, what's the person when you go into the restaurant?
A greeter or a host?
Yeah. But isn't there like a French word for it I was trying to think of? Well, it doesn't matter. But oh my gosh! New activity from Vanilla Blue. No, from, Nazgoth. Resubscribing just now at the end of the show brings out the hype train. There it is.
Nice.
Let's not block the view of the train. Yay!
Where's that train? There it is. Oh, there's a lot of people there.
Yep. Yeah. Oh. Well, thank you, folks. And again, thanks Nazgoth and Little Buster and Kabuki for, not for the train, but just for supporting the show in general. And also, hold on a second, I turned off the, oh my gosh, I'm turning off everything. I hit the wrong button. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. The avatars. Well, now it's just the train. Everybody got on the train. Everybody's now off the train. Okay. I forgot. There, it's F10. F10 brings back the progress meters. How are we doing now? Because we are rocking. Wait a minute, weren't we doing better with subscribers earlier? I don't remember now.
Yeah, why is it down to 19? I thought it was like 39.
Twitch is mysterious. But thank you for the bits. All right, and that pushed over the top. We are now at the end of the show when we are literally about to walk out the door. We have hit a level 1 hype train. Hurrah! Yay! And there's Nazgoth.
Thank you, friends.
And Kzik in the train. And I need to make that train bigger. That train is... Everybody's very happy about the bits. Yay! Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see. Let's take a quick look and see... folks, remember, if you want to ask questions at the end of the show, you've got to start them with a question mark so we can see them. Oh, my gosh! Jenna Z just subscribed as well. Nice. Raptor20. I am wondering what happened. Because I could have sworn that was a higher. We were both shocked. It was like in the 30s or something like that, right? It must have been a mistake, and it has self-corrected. Who knows how things like this work. But we are starting to work back up again. Let's see. Did anybody submit any questions into the question
We got some
queue?
questions.
We do have them.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we got a few minutes for some questions. If you have any questions for us right now, start your question with a question mark so that it goes into our special queue so that we can put it on screen like this. Kabuki asks, are there any thoughts on the Expanse board game? Sort of Twilight Struggle-ish card game, but multiplayer, not just two-player, like Watergate. I always felt it was overlooked and underrated. What do you say? From Engelstein, from not Sydney, the daughter, who has surpassed the father, Jeff Engelstein.
Jeff Engelstein. Yeah, I have not played The Expanse, so I have unfortunately, I have no opinion on it. Have you played The Expanse?
No, I have not. I love the Expanse TV show. Oh my gosh, the final season was so satisfying. And yet left us wanting so much more. But, so I'd be kind of curious just because I love the show so much. But yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a big old area control in space.
Yeah, space. Okay. Let's move on to the Rare Norb says, what do you guys think about Watergate's replayability? I played it once at Dice Tower West. I like it, but didn't feel the need to tackle it again.
What do you say?
That's interesting.
You like it enough to put it on the top 100, so I think you disagree.
Yeah, I've played it, I think, almost a dozen times. I still enjoy it. I love it. You can play different sides. It's skewed a little bit towards the press side, obviously, because that's where history lays. So
is that the case? Do the rules come right out and say that, hey, if you want to handicap the game, be Nixon?
You know what? It feels like it to me. I don't know if they actually say it. Yeah, but I just assume that it was because that's where history went, and it just feels like it feels a little tougher whenever I play Nixon's side.
Okay.
So I don't know. Try the other side, Rare Norb. See if you're the press, try Nixon. If you're Nixon, try the press. See if that resolves that.
All right.
Next one is Fem Sensei says, Ruel, I've heard bad things about
Oh
PE.
my.
Oh, really? They talk about escalating silliness and no restraints around stupid large bids. Thoughts? I've done stupid large bids and we've had a great time with it. We've done small bids. I don't see. Yeah,
right. I mean, the notion of it is, as I understand it, is in a regular auction game, you don't think twice about, oh, I bid 1, I bid 2, I bid 3, I bid 4. In this game, it's really. It is kind of silly, but it's no different saying, I bid 1, I bid 5, I bid 100, I bid 1,000, I bid 1,000,000,000. Functionally, that's still the same as I bid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as long as you're ranking up. And it's just that, well, okay, if you bid 1,000,000,000, it'll destroy you because unless you can convince everybody to bid 1,000,000,000 plus, and because then everybody's that much in the tank.
Yeah. That's what makes that game so good. So yeah, we've never had a problem with it. We enjoy it. Still enjoy it to this day. Quick question about the giveaway. Is it international or U.S. only? Arcane Wonders had issues shipping outside U.S., if they recall correctly.
That is a good question. We are trying to figure that out as we speak. If an international winner wins this week, we'll figure it out.
Okay. No other questions in the queue. So
then the folks are done with us because we are past our bedtime. It is 2:05.
Oh my gosh!
In the PM.
That's it.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing before we get out of here,
real
quick?
We're done.
No. Okay, done.
All right. Okay. You twisted my arm.
Okay, thank you. So you might have seen this game back here, right behind
me. Oh,
this
yes.
Pathways.
Mm-hmm.
This is a game now on Kickstarter. Michelle and I are going to play this on my channel, Tabletop Tonight, Ruel Gaviola here on Twitch at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. It's now on Kickstarter. Folks, if you like Crokinole, this is based on Crokinole. It's a dexterity game, a lot of fun, and we're going to show it off tonight at 7 p.m. on my channel.
Really?
So,
yeah. That's a physical box, right?
That is a physical box.
Hey, put it close to the camera. I want to see it.
Here, why don't I do this? Can I do this where I show you?
Oh, hey, there you go.
Game?
There you go. Yeah.
Look at that. So yeah, you're going to be just.
I'm curious. Tell me about it.
You're going to be flicking discs one to the other side, and Michelle, if she's black, she'll be shooting on this side. As you can see, there's a bunch of holes. You need to get over to the final row in order to score. And as you flick discs, and they're going to open up new pathways.
They create roads. Wow.
Look at this. Look at this. Isn't
or
that
pathways.
Clever? Yeah, new pathways, and they're going to eventually get here, and then you'll be able to, score here. And it's a race to 11 points. There's also some different rule sets. This is the advanced side. I'll play the basic side, and there's another couple other games as well. But that's going to be at 7 p.m. Pacific tonight over on my Twitch channel. You can find that Ruel Gaviola, folks.
That looks really cool. That looks like a lot of fun.
It's neat.
Is there anything about like any kind of area controllers type stuff of trying to get your own pucks next to each other or anything like that, or is it just straightforward, just a race to make the path to get to the other side?
Yeah, I mean, it's a straight race to get here, but as you can see, as you get more of your area, or even if your opponent fills it in by mistake, then you're going to have a better shot
Yeah,
at these things going all the way across in order to score. So
that is that is
it's
that is
it's
cute.
very clever,
That is
and
adorable.
yeah, and this is a prototype. The prototype is fantastic. This is a bamboo board with acrylic tiles. Fantastic. So I'm excited about it. And folks, if you're interested in seeing more in actual gameplay, Michelle and I are going to play a bunch of games tonight, starting at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern on my Twitch channel.
All right.
But thanks for letting me share that.
Yeah, totally, totally. That looks like a lot of fun. And if you can't catch it, don't worry, because Ruel ultimately archives everything on his YouTube channel, so you'll always be able to catch it there. I was just watching your what do you call it? Your monthly wrap up, you call it, which
the one that you inspired me to do. Yeah, where I just wrap up the games like you do, just talk about them real quickly and rank where they are, and as far as how much I liked them that month.
Yeah. So if you like this guy, folks, there is a YouTube channel with literally hundreds of hours of him, most of the time with his wife. Sometimes with his friends or family, sometimes by himself, just playing tons and tons of good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely
Come on over, folks. We have a good time. But speaking of good times, why don't we raid someone to continue the party here?
We should totally raid someone. And actually, Check Games Edition is online right now.
Oh, yeah.
And they've raided us a couple of times, and they are great. And I think we should return the favor.
I agree.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. I know they have some kind of cool little catchphrase, check you playing or something like that. We don't have one. Oh, I guess people just like shout, it's a Rahdo Raids Through. So everybody go Rahdo Raids Through Check Games Edition, because they are literally the bee's knees. One of the best game publishers out there. One of the nicest, a group of people you're ever going to meet too. So give them some love. And where are we? Yep, we're ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Raid! And hopefully the purple button worked. Did the purple button work? I can't tell because I'm watching an ad on their channel right now, waiting for the ad to be over. So that
it is a raid.
Okay, it's Rahdo is raiding through. Excellent. All right. Yep.
Perfect. All right. Cool, cool, cool.
And Fem Sensei, very nice to meet you. Passive
Ray's
Tourist,
on.
hello.
She sees the raid.
And James, it's good to see you again.
Yes, it would appear to be successful. Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right. I'll see you next week, Ruel.
Yeah, good show. Thanks again. And I will talk to you soon.
All right. I'll talk to you later, man. Where's the button?
Bye.
Where is it? Bye-bye. There it is. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.